smaller. So a lot of your kid sizes be the same size as the woman you with. Lady, man, listen, they they should only be allowed to use that card at official places that officially are for children, even if it is Foot Locker or something. You got
And they talked about doing that. They've talked about doing that, putting child support on a card, and then the
yeah,
women would only be able to use that card for like child necessities
yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that.
It
So
shouldn't be
they,
for your rent.
yeah,
And then I bet you what you gonna see is gonna be either they're gonna use that card to get the kid everything they need, or bro, somebody gonna have a huge saving account, and it should go to that
mm,
child when that
yeah,
child hit 18. Like, all right, look,
mm,
so y'all live good, and there's still money left over. Here, boom, that's for you to get your life
yeah,
started, just like that, bro.
yeah.
Man,
And then they use a certain kind of equation because through the years, my baby's mom has made way more money than me. But they don't always go by what well, they go by what the mother makes. They do like an equation in court. They take what the mother makes, they take what the father makes, and then they do some freaky stuff with the numbers and come out with your child support payment. But they tell you in court, we don't represent the mom or you, we represent the child. So they say whatever they're
you
doing is
know,
in the best interest of the child. Now, listen, hey, do you remember when 50 Cent's mom or his baby's mom, she was getting 60,000 a month, and then she took him to court saying it wasn't enough. Yeah, saying it wasn't enough. Then the judge told her, said you're playing games and you're wasting the court's time. Took her down to 6,000 a month from that
yo,
60,000 a month.
Ooh,
that's
But
a good
think of that
judge.
money. Yeah, well, think of Big Boy
ooh.
from Outcast said he was paying 3,000 a month in child support at one
She
point.
went from
3,000
60
a
to
month.
6.
One
Yeah,
She
child.
went from 60 to 6.
and 6,000 is still good money, but she was getting
I know she was
60,000,
sick
and
as
then
hell
had the nerve to
though.
take him to court for more.
Man, she probably was sick, but either way, you getting 6,000 because you had someone's child. That's
Yeah,
bull
that's a
crap,
lot of
bro.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but 60
yeah,
from to 6?
yeah.
She was hurt. She
Well,
was
the
hurt.
judge and the judge took offense. That's what the judge said. You're playing games with the court's time, and I take offense to that. So you was at 60. I'm gonna take you down to 6, but still 6,000 a month. Come
You
on,
really getting
my
seven hundred
lord.
thousand a year, ain't she?
That woman is not working. She's living off of that child support. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you, as a man who's paid child support, I used to tell my buddies all the time who said some of the stuff y'all are saying, like, oh, that woman using the money for this woman using. I was like, hey, the child is only doing as good as the mother. So if the mother is taking that money and getting her hair done, getting her nails done, we'll hope that she's feeding that child and clothing that child. We know in some instances that's probably not happening like it should, but let's hope it is. But anyway, that money is helping that child, then it's going towards the child. If that woman's getting her hair and
Oh,
her
that's
nails
it.
done, then hopefully she's not beating the snot out of your child because she couldn't get her hair and her nails done. See what I'm
Or
saying? So
look, man, she should be required to also require resources to pay her own rent and her own
I hear
utilities
that.
and that kind of
I hear
stuff.
that.
Only a
Yeah.
certain percentage should go to look. If it's two of y'all in the house, then only 50% of your electric bill can be paid with this card. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's
right,
like
right.
That's
half
yeah.
and half.
Yeah.
Only
Now that's a good
50%.
idea.
If it's
Yeah.
three, all right, we can do 2/3, and the rest you got to pay with your money. There should not be
Hmm.
no men is out here taking care of families that they ain't
Oh
even
yeah.
allowed to see half the time, or can't see, or got to go through hoops to see. It's too
Hey,
Plenty
much.
of
and if
time
you
to
got
my kids. Yeah.
if you paying 6,000 a month, ain't no way in the world your kids should be walking around with no Walmart specials or no Air Ones, or something like that on their feet. 6,000 a month, and the money's supposed to be for the kid.
And her hair done, her nails done.
Nah,
I
that
think
shouldn't be like.
now,
Look,
now
I think DJ
y'all can
Shark
Google
over
this.
there looking at
I'm
it. You
not
like,
sure, but I think Nas was paying $1 million a month in child support or something like that
A mi-
because he gave police all this money, and then am I right, boys? Okay, it was something like, because when I read it, I almost fell out of my chair. I said, Jesus Christ,
that's cat.
you paying that
That's
much?
gotta be cat. There's no
But then you got to ask
way.
yourself, how much is Nas making? If they took that much to pay child support per month, how much is he making? A lot. But that's just
Nah, but they
but I
can
still
take.
think that's an ungodly amount of money for child support.
Hey, but they can take
Mhm.
75% of your shit. They can send you a check to say void on it. It don't got to be no
Yeah,
dollars on that bad boy.
this
You know
is
what I'm
not a
saying?
check.
Like,
I've seen those. I've seen
yeah,
them.
it'll come to you in the mail like a check, but it'll say void on it.
But now a lot of times there'd be situations with some of these brothers who got like 9 and 10 kids. it's hard to go to bat for. I mean, it's hard to go to bat for a brother got 10 kids. 10 kids. Now you know what? The rapper Shorty Low, he had 10 kids, and he was going to have a TV show to come out, but there
Yeah, I
were so
remember
many
that.
black women. There were so many black women who called in and said they didn't want that show being made because they did
Yep.
not want him being glamorized. And they said he was a good father. Said the brother had 10 kids, but he was active in all of their lives. That's what
That
the
was
show was
super
going to be about, showing him
controversial.
with all his kids. How about this? I think they was going to do a show like that with Lil Wayne or something. And people came out and poo-pooed it. They said, no, they do not want to show black men who have multiple children in a positive light. When
Yeah.
statistically, men of color are always with their children more often than white men. That's a statistic fact. You can Google that. That's statistically true.
I got quite a few kids myself. Most of my kids is grown though, but I ain't gonna say how many. But I probably got more than Lil Wayne and all them niggas put together. But I got quite a few myself. But ain't nobody trying to offer me no TV show.
He said, "Where my deal at? I got a story."
Bro.
Right.
Oh, man, I hear that. Hey, I think P. James, he
$1
got a lot of
million
kids,
is
don't he?
robbery. You robbing the fuck out of me. I might as well have you got.
You robbing me.
I might as well have you out of here. Like, oh, something happened to your baby mom.
That's fucked up.
Hey, Justin said, "I'm gonna get out of this. I'm not paying that. We gonna do something. I'm not paying that."
Hey, he said he ain't trying to pay $1 million.
Oh man, hey. Child support is a trip, man. It's a trip.
He said $1 million a month. $1 million a month.
It's cheaper to get rid of them. What they say? It's cheaper to keep her. My new quote is it's cheaper to kill her.
It's cheaper to keep her. It's cheaper.
You be broke in 2 years. You be broke,
bro. I think I'm gonna be a hitman for men that's faced with paying hella child support. Like, damn, man, you trying to take all my money. Say less. Bow.
I mean, and that's why I said I'm not against child support. I just wish they didn't do it the way they do it. You know, at least be amicable about it, be equal about it, be even about it, be fair about it. You know, if you got a father that makes less than the mother, then okay, yes, take some of his money because that's his child. He helped to make it, but don't take as much because he doesn't have as much.
Even if it's vice versa. Even if it's vice versa, where the woman makes more, bro, don't be taking all her money because they got a kid together. Darn right, bro.
Yeah, make it equal. They should be doing that. It should be 50-50. You know what I'm saying? At least, or if you make a little bit more, maybe you pay a little bit more. But they don't have to do fathers the way they do us. I mean, my
brothers
goodness,
who don't want their kids,
so horrible to us.
Brothers who don't want their kids at all, lay down with a woman and had no intention on making a kid with her. $50, man. That's it. Why are you having kids with somebody who don't want kids? Who has no intention?
Just say you making $20 an hour right now, right? Yeah. You lose your job.
Yeah.
And you say you got to get a lower paying job. You still got to pay the same amount of child support that you was been paying this whole time.
Well, listen, how about this? I just found this out.
Every 3 years.
No, look, I just found this out because my son just turned 18 and they're about to charge mine off, right? But they claim and sealed that I owe all this other money. And I said, where's that coming? Years ago, what happened is I had a job where I was making like $18.50 an hour. I lost that job and I got sick. So then I went down to $11.77. Now I never got a review from child support. I didn't know you have to ask for a review. If you don't, they don't have to give you one and they don't have to review it. So they kept my rate the same. Yeah, they kept my rate, and I didn't know that. So they kept my rate the same, and then now they're claiming I owe all this extra stuff. And I'm like, hold up. But then, my rate of pay went down, and then they let me pay less, not telling me that extra was going to my arrears. And they're like, oh, no, so you still going to pay that. We're just going to put it on the back. That's why I said child support they ain't worth ish. Let me tell you, they are the devil. Child support is the devil.
This guy paying someone's yearly salary $26 an hour on a child, bro. For somebody who has
my God, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy, man.
I can't imagine.
Man, you better not see me for the rest of the year after I sell you $51,000.
And what is that? What? And Khalid
was paying $8. $8 is a lot. $8 is, man, bro. If I had a kid with you and you give me
8,000 a month.
8,000, I ain't even gonna bother you, bro, because I just did my job. I got 8,000 coming in.
8,000 a month. Yeah,
and you say right, that's greed, man. I don't care what people say. People just
and you know what? I know personally, I've heard of women having child support parties. Yeah, I know. I'm not even gonna let me shut up.
Wait a minute.
You can put your mask on, bro.
Child support parties.
Child support parties.
Man, listen, man, they be giving it to women like it's game, bro. Like you need to tell you what top girl. They be put, we paddle, man. Man, become successful. You sheep.
Now you know what that. With that said, we don't want to see children living in poverty. These women don't make these kids by themselves, so they shouldn't be taking care of them by themselves. But like I said, they just need to do it. There you go, Justice Scotty.
Yes, they do make the kids by themselves.
It takes two to tango.
It takes two to start something. And then if they decide to keep the child, that's on them. Like, look, if that dude's a piece of crap and he's openly like, I'm not doing nothing for you, that's not even my kid. Why? Your body, your
choice. But that's even more reason for her to go after him now.
That's your choice you made. You knowingly know that you couldn't afford a child, still kept a child. Bro, you better make it work. Listen. Y'all can't be talking about we don't want to see kids in poverty and all this other stuff, but man, sometimes people just born in bad situations, man. We all was, man. Look, that's how we get out of stuff. People go see, yo, man, I don't want a life like hers, or I want a life like how my mom was, and what they do, they get better or they break. Survival of the fittest, man. But forget all that, Nick, man. Look, y'all get 600 a month max. That's the max. No matter how much I make, that's the max you should be able to get for a child. If y'all can't manage 600, y'all shouldn't be having kids, man. 8,000 is overkill, bro.
That's a lot of money.
1,000 is that you rob.
You buying a new car every month.
If you want to, staying in hotels. Who needs a house when you got 8,000 a month? You staying in a hotel every night if you want.
And it goes vice versa too. It ain't just for men, but women too, man. Nobody should be getting robbed like that. Y'all, that's a sticker game, man. Having kids is dangerous. It's just too dangerous, man. I can't do it, man. I don't know how y'all be having kids. 51, is that 51 million?
51,000 a month. 51,000 a month.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man. Man, don't be having
we have to have joint custody or something.
Hey, don't be having kids with people who ain't got no intention to help. Man, listen, man. Can't be having kids like it's just whatever. Let's have these kids.
That person with that comment, they're making a good point because they said 600 barely covers daycare. They got a point. Daycare is extremely expensive for kids. Like toddlers too, or like an infant. I mean, I worked at a daycare. It's ridiculous how much daycare is.
600.
Because some of them kids is bad as hell. It ain't nothing like trying to take care of somebody's badass kid. Like I'm telling you, some of them kids in daycare is bad. Hey, some of the kids in daycare are so bad when the parents get there, you be ready to fuck them up.
Listen, I don't care how bad the kids is. I don't care how much. I don't care how much daycare costs. Yo, man,
but I watched some badass kids, and I was ready to let their parents know when they came to pick them up that this shit ain't never gonna happen again. For real.
Shit, whoop their ass.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
How you gonna call the parent at work like if you don't come and get your baby? Shit, you know the kid bad then.
Nah. That's what I deal with, man. You got kids,
it's a bad kid. And then how you discipline a kid that want to go around biting other kids or punching other kids in the face and all that. Now you can stop them a few times, but they're gonna keep doing it. Then what? You tell the parents get on them, they send them back to daycare. Then it recycles.
Bro, just kick them out of daycare, like get out.
Oh,
once you kick somebody out and actually shut the door, see how many steps they take. They be all crying. Kicking kids out. Break them, bro. You don't got to whoop them for at least 1 or 2 years. They're like, dang, this cat throw me on the
turnover is got to be crazy at the daycares, and you can't whip kids. You ain't allowed to whip kids no more.
That's why you kick them out. Like, get out.
You can't whip kids that ain't yours.
You can't whip kids now.
DJ finally found the intro. It played later that. Yo, it's your boy Kid Justice in the house. DJ man, turn the beat on.
Having all kinds of issues over here trying to get this thing to work. Like, damn.
I
What?
think you found something. Hey, bro. Look, man. Daycare might be expensive, but that's why you gotta think about it when you having kids, bro. Like, daycare costs a lot, food costs a lot, increase in utilities, and just a whole another person you will take care of. Having kids.
A good friend of mine is a kid that I used to work with years ago at the high school. When I met him, he was 15. Now he's like 36, 37. He's super grown. But he told me, he said, Mr. Ed, he's our Ed, we boys now. He said, Ed, I never wanted to have kids. I decided early on that I'm not doing that. I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to spend the time. I don't want to be responsible for anybody but myself. I said, you a smart man, because when you have children, it's about them. It's not about you anymore. So if you don't want to do that, then don't have any. My little sister always told her, you like buying $3,000 handbags and all these purses and dresses and all that. Don't have no kids, because when you have kids, then that money's for them, and that's not for you no more. It's about their life and not yours. If you don't want to do that, don't have kids. So I agree with you. Kids are not for everybody. I tell people that all the time. I got 3 boys, and I love them. But and is everything perfect? No. Do I look back sometimes and say, man, the money I'd have if I ain't had no kids? Of course I do. But guess what? I don't regret anything because I love them. But kids aren't for everybody. Everybody's not meant to. I got my other partner. He's been married for years. He told me, Ed, I never wanted kids. And he said that was a big part of him finding a wife. He said it was hard for me to find a wife because I had to find me a woman who didn't want kids. He didn't want them. Another friend of mine, I venture to say him and his woman, they had other issues, but the biggest issue was she was about 10 or so years younger than him, and she wanted kids. He was 50 and some change. He didn't want kids. He had already been there, did the child support thing. He didn't want kids. So they're not together anymore. Because, a young woman, she don't want kids. My brother told me years ago, he said, Ed, women are some of the only people on the planet who can have kids, so they want to do it. Most often, they're going to want to have one or two, because they're the only people who can do it.
That's what I said, man. They ain't had it alone, bro. They by themselves when they had that kid. You just started.
It don't work like that, bro. It don't work like that in the real world. Nah, not in the real world.
It does not.
Oh, I know. Got me out here miserable, man. They got everybody. I'm like, oh hell no, y'all ain't gonna get me.
I ain't gonna get you.
Oh man, you gotta tread carefully, man. It be bad out here.
Oh man.
Yo, at the beginning of the show, we would play this dude calling my phone, get mad. Well, yeah, bro just called. He called twice. Asked for the same girl twice. I said, bro,
you ain't put it on.
You got the wrong number, bro. Let me speak to Shawnee. I was like, bro, you got the wrong number. Damn. You get mad at the girl.
You should have put him on so we could mess with him.
So you could clown him. Then he be calling my phone every day.
Like, hey, bro, what you gotta get out of there. Shawnee ain't fucking with you. She gave you the wrong number.
Shonda? Didn't he say he was asking for Shonda or something?
I'd be like, hey, Shonda, somebody wants you on the phone.
Don't mess with that man like that. He already sitting over there broken hearted. Like
right, he all broken hearted. Now his girl gonna be watching this. I saw they was clowning you. Hey, obviously,
she said she don't want to talk right now, bro.
Yeah, they obviously here in town, so
that's funny. That is hilarious.
Damn, man.
You ready for the holidays, man?
Yeah, I am. Well, I do a little more shopping, but I'm close. I'm pretty ready.
How many people you shopping for?
Oh, not many. My mom, my dad, my sister, my woman, my son. Maybe that's about it. 4, 5, 6, 7 people, maybe.
Okay, that's a lot of shopping. What about you, Keith?
I got grown kids, so I got to give out grown money. You know what I'm saying? I can't just give out no $20. No toys here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids want rent.
You better buy them car payments. Toys. Buy them become adults and toys.
My kids want rent and car payments and shit. A bill paid. I'm like,
Man,
Lord.
I get you a personal bottle of liquor. You better get up off my face. This ain't no
Right.
This ain't man, cats can't be using the holidays to get their bills paid by their parents.
Shit, what take that? Especially your girls. Especially if you got any girls, if you got any little girls, trust
I
me,
don't, but
they will milk you, suck your ass in. They gonna get what they went out their daddy. Believe that.
I'll give you a dime bag.
Man, you feel me? Hey, smoke this blunt and get up on my
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Like, don't you smoke weed here? I got some good weed for you. Boom, get about
Right.
it.
And them little tiny wines. Get you some of them little tiny wines and the little $10. Everybody get a little bag of weed and a little thing of wine. Merry Christmas.
One of those airplane wines. Airplane
Hey,
wine.
that's stocking stuffers. That's some stocking stuffers right there. The little dime bag and the bottle of wine.
Oh, hell.
Fireball.
Everybody give this in the stocking. It'll be a little bit of candy, some weed, and a few little bottles of liquor. Oh, you so cheap, man.
Hey, niggas say you cheap.
Bro, Christmas should
Motherfucker, then you just go to the gas station. You met the weed man. Look, one shot, one stop. You go to the gas station, you meet the weed man. Then you go inside and you get you a bunch of them little tiny ones. Oh, bro, and you wipe everybody out in one trip.
There it is. So you done with your Christmas shopping. That's
it. Look, you should.
Hey, some people will be happy with that though, but not your kids though. Your kids gonna be looking at you like, Dad, Dad, I could have bought this myself, Dad.
It don't matter what y'all do. It's them ungrateful heathens.
They count.
Screw them kids. They always
mad. I can't say that I don't ask for much. I can't say that. If any of them ask me for anything,
they kids the world.
None of them ask for much.
So still unhappy. Like, bro, they gave you the world, man. Screw that. Man, I done seen both sides of the coin, and man, I ain't never gonna try to live for anybody happiness. And not even them fucking kids. Fuck them little niggas.
Damn, that's why you ain't got no kids, nigga.
As I say, this guy was smart enough to not have no kids.
I know that's right.
Buying you shit all day. Here, I keep getting you gifts. And Christmas, that you supposed to get people gifts. But man, paying bills and stuff, man, y'all pushing it.
Oh yeah, and them bills don't care, do they? It ain't like they always say, skip the mortgage for December since Christmas is coming. You don't never hear that, do you? They don't give a damn about Christmas.
Hey, that's double rate.
We need that mortgage. Okay,
nah, man.
I need that mortgage.
It's okay to get y'all kids.
First of the year means I need that mortgage.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm messing with y'all. It's okay to get y'all kids whatever you want. I really don't care. I don't got kids. So
you get your girl whatever she want. Well,
do whatever y'all want to do.
Imagine those dudes that got a girl that her birthday, you got Christmas, her birthday, and Valentine's Day. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
But I see. Hef used to say he break up with girls around this time of the year because I was like, bro, what you mean? I'm single right around Christmas. Yeah.
The whole month to do each thing. It's not that bad.
You don't get a girlfriend until March, you know.
You do something on her birthday. Christmas. Then you do something on her birthday, which is in between somewhere. Then you do something on Valentine's Day. And you know what's the best thing? You ain't got to do nothing all year round for like 9 more months.
Yeah, you can save up for it.
It depends on your girl, though. It depends on your girl.
Yeah.
So, because some of these girls is high maintenance. For real.
Yep.
Man,
materialistic.
I'll tell y'all right now.
Who's real materialistic. That's going to be a lot of money.
Yeah, you keep her how you got her.
That's true, too.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never.
You got her by
at all, bro.
So if you got her by doing all this stuff, she gonna expect you to continue doing all this stuff.
Now you know what I'm saying? Keep her, bro. I disagree.
It's
now
weird
you keep her.
Why is the music of the day like that? You know, all the songs of the day are talking about how you got to cake the girl out and you can have whatever you like and all this other stuff. Well, how long you gonna keep that up? Unless you're a rich man who's made of money, you can't be caking this woman out every day, all day. I mean, that's just not real life. But they got a lot of these women thinking that they're supposed to get with a man who's supposed to pay their bills, take them out to eat every other
That's what
day or
that's
every
what the,
day,
that's what
buy
the
them
women want.
handbags and purses and shoes and dresses. Who are these guys? And then this guy, if he got the money to do all that, why would he have all the time in the world to be up under you? Would he have to be at a job making the money to buy all this crap
Bro,
that you want? Because
that,
then
but
you're
that's
gonna
the
tell him
real
how he ain't ever had no time for you and was never there.
that's the realistic aspect, is man.
Yeah.
What you gotta remember, all they see is the people they follow, because they love following. Everybody loves following people, but the people they follow and want to aspire to be, they do that all day. So for them, it's like,
oh boy,
yo, bro,
the
let me
views and
try
opinions do
to
not
live
affect
like
me.
them. So then, bro, that's where it comes, man. That's why the demands are high, because the people they follow live a certain life that their men can provide to them, or they can provide for themselves.
And peep this out, real speaking from on the other side. I dated a woman that had a lot of money. She was always busy. I got whatever I needed, whatever I wanted. I'm talking about crazy shit, like $10,000 fish tank with salt water. I'm talking about crazy stuff, right? After so long, that money don't mean nothing. You want the time. You got everything. You done did everything. What else could you want besides their time? So when you don't get their time, then that money don't mean nothing. After a period of time. Now I'm not gonna say some people is different, but after so long, you want that time for real. Because ain't like you can go cheat.
I'll tell you right now, you got all the
take
time
being
in the
a
world.
kept man.
You
I
have
can be a
some
kept
money.
man.
Yeah, you can't. It ain't like you can go cheat or get what you want from somebody else. Because then you can't do that if you're in a relationship with somebody. You know what I'm saying? So
listen, man, you can have all the time you want, but you better have some money too, bro. She gonna want to go somewhere, man.
What she say? She was crazy and road living.
Why you gotta go, bro?
The best, ain't they?
You need to send her my way.
I need to quit. Hey,
can you send her my way, man?
Send her my way.
Send her your way.
I don't want
I
this.
hear you. I hear you.
We can meet every once a month.
Oh,
that's how good to me. Yeah, as
a...
long as you're solid.
Hey, now people talk about that. I could be a kept man. Now, if my wife or, made a bunch of money and I was at home, with the children, man, I'd be folding clothes. I'd keep the house clean. I'd be fine being a house husband. I'd love that. I ain't got no problem
you
with
want
that.
A few men that can admit it. Most men be like, I feel funny.
Yeah. I do it. I'd be washing clothes, washing dishes. I love it.
Hey, he said he'll make sure the crib is clean.
Bro. She come home, her bath water be ran. I kick my boys out. Y'all gotta leave.
My woman come out. Get out of here. Every day, bro.
If she had that type of money and was paying everything, and all I had to do was live in the house, oh come on, bro. All them kids would be dressed right dress every day. The house would be beautiful.
Bro, you ain't gotta do nothing. This our dinner already made. I made your lunch tomorrow. Right? I'm making breakfast. 3 square meals a day. Kids gonna be super disciplined because I'm big. I'll knock these kids out. Man, the house husband job would be lit, bro. And then you got all that time to do whatever.
Y'all say y'all be cooking dinner and all kinds of stuff?
You don't cook? I love cooking.
If it couldn't go in the microwave, she ain't getting dinner. Your boy is terrible in the kitchen. Like I'm telling you, I've been to burn the crib down. Trying to cook a hamburger.
On YouTube. They got tutorials on YouTube. They'll make a chef out of anybody. You get on YouTube, you can learn how to make all types of stuff.
Hell yeah.
You need to,
bro. I burned hot dogs.
You supposed to if you on a grill.
I like hot dogs too.
They'll come out in the kitchen,
bro.
Hey, listen. If you're standing in the kitchen watching the water boil, the shit won't boil. So I go in the living room and watch 3 or 4 commercials. Wait till 3 or 4 commercials come on. The hot dogs done exploded. The water's done evaporated. The hot dog is unedible.
Bro, it don't take that long to cook. Cooking takes patience and love, bro. You don't care about the meals you eating, man. You just be on there.
I don't cook the meals I eat.
Man, when you prepare the meal, cutting stuff up, and trying to using different seasonings and butter and shit, man.
Money can't buy peace.
I
Money,
get that. Yeah, I
yes, the
agree.
hell it can. Man, I ain't listening to people who keep saying
Oh,
money, you can't do nothing. I'm about to go chase my money.
Well,
I
you
used
said-
to,
White black people think seasoning salt go in everything.
It does.
It does,
Nigga,
though.
no, it
Man,
don't.
who been cooking your food? He
Look,
must
No,
be
no,
bland
you
as
put
that food
seasoning
must
salt
be
on
bland as
everything.
hell.
You can't
season
put
salt
seasoning
don't
salt
have to
on
go on
everything.
everything, but it can go on everything. For sure.
Nah.
Yeah,
Yeah, y'all have
look,
high blood pressure. Everybody in the crib be messed up.
that's probably what's wrong with us, but
I like
it's
seasoning
good.
salt.
Yeah, man, I like that shit too, man. We
No,
try
I
to
like
buy
seasoning salt too. Don't get me wrong. But you can't put seasoning salt on everything. Nah.
name something you can't put bacon maybe because it's salty
Hot
already.
dogs,
Yeah, who puts salt on hot dogs? Who puts
macaroni and
anything?
cheese,
Season
mashed
up a hot
potatoes.
dog.
You can't put. I know
Man,
people that
hold
do that
on. You
though.
can put seasoned salt in mashed potatoes.
Seasoning
I
salt, mashed potatoes,
I use
I
garlic
put.
salt usually.
garlic
There
salt.
you
Yeah,
go.
Yeah,
Garlic,
Maybe a little
yeah,
pepper.
not seasoning.
You can put seasoned salt mashed potatoes, still come out good.
Yeah, I thought seasoning salt was like for your meats, like fish and chicken and
Yeah, there
you
beef
go.
and such.
You can put it
Yeah.
on veggies though. It still tastes good, man. You can put that shit.
I know
That's
I
what
would
I
eat
said.
those
That's
veggies.
why I just said. Black people think you can put seasoning salt on everything. He said put it on the
Man,
vegetables.
look, man, if you ain't got no
Hold on,
He said
y'all.
put
We
it on the vegetables.
got a call right now. What's up? Hold on.
Oh, all right.
Hello? Hello? Hello, caller. Hello.
look, man, you can't put
Can't hear you.
You know,
Dude got the wrong number again.
you're with Spitfire. You're on the air with Spitfire.
Yeah, they hung up.
man, so we talking about food. Hey man, do sugar grow on grits?
Yes.
No.
If you
No.
want to. Oh, if you want to, yeah. You can put some sugar, a little bit of sugar on your grits is cool. That's cool.
Yeah, just a little
I
bit.
put
A
people
little
honey
bit.
on their grits. I put a little honey on my grits. You
Honey
can do that.
sound
Now I ain't
good.
gonna say honey, but a little bit of sugar. Yeah, a little bit of sugar.
Look,
Yeah,
I
you
like
can
to
do
take
that.
the bacon, crumble up the bacon, throw it in the grits.
Oh
Grits
yeah.
with a little bit of cheese
I like
sometimes.
mixing the bacon, the eggs, and the grits. I like to mix that all
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Hold on. We're trying to figure out the phone here. I don't know why it's tripping.
DJ, man, what you doing over there, man?
Man. Yo, I thought that was the dude calling back at first.
I
Like,
know
man,
that's right.
look, man, I just to cuss this dude out. Like, yo, your girl ain't here. Quit calling. Damn.
Dude ain't even
Hey,
got
but
no
why
Sean
you
though
sleep.
mad?
too.
You
So
keep
Sean
calling,
though
bro.
too. Say, hey, look,
He
she don't want you no
calling
more.
middle of the night.
She's moved on.
This the number she gave me though. This the name.
But yeah, there's a reason for that.
He over there
Man.
getting drunk, going
not her
through
number.
something. Y'all rough on the brother. He over there going through something.
I
This
said
the
He
put
done
him
told
on
me
the
about
show
about
so we
3
can give him.
times.
I said put him on the
Ooh.
show so we can give him advice. Keith said let's play a prank on him.
Then dude gonna be calling my phone all the time.
What's
All
wrong
the
with
time.
that? See, that's the problem with black brothers, man. Cat is reaching out for help, and you like, get out of here.
Really?
You
We
He ain't
should
reaching
out.
out for help.
He told her he heard. What'd he say? He told her that he hopes she gets something.
Yeah,
he's
something.
trying to-
Sunshine One or Sunshine.
He
Hold
was
on.
mad.
Here we go. Let's try it now. Hello. Hey, welcome to Spitfire. What's good? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? We heard you, and then you're gone.
Mm.
So we heard something.
Is that the guy?
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, get up. You leave that girl alone, man.
Now somebody else's phone is ringing.
Yeah, that's me. Hold on.
I just call you.
Peaceful Final Fantasy ringtone, bro. Look, you ain't never waking up during your sleep and somebody call, man. I got an annoying ringtone.
He ain't just calling me. He asking for what was her name? Sharon something. He asking for the girl.
She said she's not the girl she keeps calling. Y'all having phone issues.
Yeah.
Don't say y'all.
Y'all.
Don't say y'all.
DJ, you on that Verizon, man?
No, I'm on that T.
Oh, even worse.
Nah, that's supposed to be the top of the line.
T-Mobile and Verizon.
Yeah, I thought T-Mobile was. Yeah, I heard this was the best service.
Look, bro, phone's not ringing. I'm right here.
You reset your phone, man.
I'm literally sitting right here. It's not ringing.
Turn it off. Turn it back on.
He said restart it.
Hey, man, I used to work in troubleshooting, man. That's all you do. Turn it off.
Like
Turn
some
it off.
cable TV thing. Yeah, you tell your cable box. Just plug your modem on and unplug it and plug it back in. It'll work.
It's all school.
They teach them in the class. Hey, just tell them to unplug it, plug it back up first.
If the program ain't working, close it, reopen it. That's all.
Reboot it. Reboot it.
Everything is turn it off, turn it on. See if that do it.
Don't compute, reboot.
Yeah,
man. Oh man. I know last week we talked about how we didn't like you didn't really care for Christmas. Is that still the case? Did you get the spirit yet, man? Y'all get the spirit?
Ooh.
You.
Yeah,
Christmas
you said
is
that.
the truth, bro.
Uh-oh.
It's the time to drink. Yo.
Huh.
Oh, there you go.
Goes the voicemail.
My nephew is in here. That's Ruben.
Look. I'm on the show. Damn.
Oh man.
I mean, yeah, I thought you had a issue with Christmas and giving and stuff or something. Was that?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you know I like messing with y'all, man. Screw kids. Nah, man, it's cool. If y'all want to give me something, I don't care.
What about the made up holidays? Y'all got a problem with those? The made up holidays?
People celebrate whatever they want. As long as people ain't hurting each other, I don't care, man. As long as they going in on a good spirit, you know what I'm saying? They ain't doing it on no ill will stuff. Do whatever you want. Hunt eggs, have cakes.
The made up holidays, like Sweetest Day and all that stuff.
Ain't every holiday made up.
Well, you know what? Every day is a day for something. On the radio, if you ever notice, any day you listen to the radio, they'll tell you like today is National Donut Day or National Secretary Day.
Yeah, man, so many holidays.
National
Sweetest Day.
National Pickle Day.
Sweetest Day. Like I said, that Sweetest Day, like
that's supposed to be our holiday.
Yeah. There's a holiday for, and I think Hallmark and all the calendar people got together and was like, yeah, we'll make every day a day for some National Soup Day, National Soda Day. I mean, I'm for real. These are things, you know. I mean, you'd be like, are you serious? Who cares?
Oh, so we can make up our own holiday then, basically, if we wanted to.
You probably could, because I don't know what you have to do to make it official, but I'm sure not much. Because, like I said, every day is represented by something as trivial as I mean, there is a National Soup Day. There's a, I know there's a National Donut Day. There's a Secretary. I'm not making this up. These days are.
Now, who made them days up? The police made up the Donut Day, probably.
Are you serious? It's really a Donut Day?
What about the Soup Day?
You can Google all these. Yeah,
what? What?
National Soup Day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I've heard crazy stuff. National Pickle Day. What was the other one? They got, anything you can think of. There's probably a National Cereal Day. Like a National Cereal.
Hey, you get off work those days? Can you take off work?
Yeah, none of that. None of that.
Take your pet to work day, huh?
They said they still only honor Christmas and New Year's. I've worked places where the only time you got off was Christmas and New Year's, and that was it. And only those days, like the 25th or that, the 1st or whatever, but that's it. There's a lot of places. That's all you're going to get. I was telling my mom, a lot of people don't know this. Years ago, like before World War II, Christmas wasn't even a holiday in America. Christmas was like any other day in America. Before World War II, you would have went to work on Christmas. You wouldn't even have celebrated it. What happened was our soldiers went and fought in Germany. And when they saw how big the Germans did Christmas, they got jazzed and excited and they brought those rituals and stuff over here. But that was a German thing. Americans Christmas was no big deal. It was like a regular day. Yep,
And
until after
I
World
like
War II.
if Christmas was the 12 days, like some people celebrate. You get a
You like
gift every
Hanukkah?
day for 12 days.
Grill.
Yeah, you get a gift every day for 12 days. That'd be cool as hell.
Yeah, Hanukkah, yeah.
It on the receiving end.
Give us. Oh wow,
Hold on.
wow.
Anti-lynching bill. I agree, some of that. And that is true, right? That's how they always do black folk. I'll tell you what, there you get, yeah. And then that was the thing. They call themselves observing Juneteenth. I've known about Juneteenth forever. That was
Right.
not news to me. That wasn't news to any black person, I don't think. A lot of white folk, a lot of mainstream media people were like, oh, what's this thing, Juneteenth? Oh, that's a thing. But that ain't, in our community, we've been known
Right.
about Juneteenth. We've
Right.
been celebrated it. And so for them to be like, oh, well, now we're going to make that a national holiday, save that. Where's that anti-lynching bill? It's shame because, and then they got they got the anti-discrimination bill in Congress for Asians. When all that stuff started happening to them, there's been 300-400 years of lynching, and we still can't get an anti-lynching bill. And there's been plenty of white people lynched too. There's of course more black than white, but there's been plenty of white people who were lynched too. So why no anti-lynching bill? That's interesting. So I hear that. But they, that's how it always is, and we didn't ask for Juneteenth to be made a federal holiday. We didn't need that. Black people were celebrating it regardless.
We were right, and we still can't get the day off.
Exactly.
So what's the point? Government, unless you work for the city or something, you get it off.
If they let black people off for Juneteenth for the holiday, all the jobs will be hollowed out. Like some businesses will be hollowed out.
You're right.
Well, nobody be at work.
Well, then too, what? A lot of white people or a lot of people, period, still really don't know what Juneteenth is about. So I was at work this last June, around that time, last year, around June, probably around Juneteenth, June 19th. So I was at work, and these two white guys, they're in the other room, and they're talking about it. Now, a piece of me was like, man, I should go over there and educate them. But then another piece of me was like, that's not my job to educate them. They can go Google this. Just because I'm black don't mean I got to sit around here telling it, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here. If you care about Juneteenth, what your little fingers do to walking,
Right.
In YouTube and check out a tutorial on it. But I'm not going to sit here and be explaining to people who, white people or other people who don't understand about Juneteenth. That's not my job to be explaining.
I wonder why they was talking about that at work, though.
Huh? Well, they were saying, look, that's what I said. They didn't know I was listening because they were in the other room. And the one guy said to the other guy, he said, Juneteenth. He said, but what is that about? And another white dude, he might have knew a little bit. He said, well, you should Google it, man, and try and find out or whatever. I don't really know what it's about either. He said, but I know it's important and it's something we probably should know about. So I wanted to go over there and say something, but no, that's not my place. It's your job. It's their job to go, research and educate themselves on that, if they care. So
Let me ask you now. I hear this is going around, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But it would be nice. They're talking about. Well, we getting a bad feedback somewhere from something, but they talking about the work week going to 32 hours. Period.
Okay.
You think that's gonna pass? Or you think that's gonna happen?
So how many hours would that be a day?
Is that I think they said like 9 or something. 9.
Really?
I think they were saying. Yeah.
No. You said
they're gonna make the work week shorter?
They're making the work. They want to make the work week shorter.
Yeah, we still work 8 hours a day. 8 times 4.
Yeah. Okay, so the work week would be 4 days instead of 5.
Or they're trying to make it 4. They're trying to break it down, something like that. Either way, at the end of the week, we only doing 32. So then that would mean one or two things is gonna happen. A lot of jobs you gonna get overtime after 40. You ain't gonna get benefits no more. So it might just go. It may just go through just for that fact.
Yeah.
Right,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and it sounds like you got to think anything that big business is doing, they're doing to make things better for them. So they talking about 32 hours. All I can think is that's going to be less money that people are making, and I'm not trying to live off of 32 hours because it's hard enough to live off of 40 hours. You know what I mean? So I like the fact
go down. That'd be good.
It would be good. What'd you say?
Especially if you got to pay child support.
My nephew said, man, if they increase the rate, then it'll balance out. Is the pay gonna increase, DJ?
No.
Well, that don't make no
You know that
sense.
ain't happening.
We might as well. Nobody's complaining
I
about
mean,
$40.
they still throwing it around. I guess
Mm.
they're gonna force it up into the government, you
And
know.
look,
But
if
you
I
know,
could work, if overtime starts at 33 hours or whatever's after
right?
32, it sound good to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
Yeah,
For
man, because
sure.
they need us. They still need the workforce, the manpower, bro. So if
Yeah,
working your regular week gets you extra money, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
But if it's just, hey man, everybody work 4 days a week, that don't make no sense.
yeah,
Because it'd be
Yeah.
at the company's discretion at that point. Like, bro, we need you for 5 days still. I don't know what these cats is talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I said if big business is doing it, I guarantee you they're doing it because it's going to be better for them and not
right,
better for you. They're always big business is like a person, and they're always looking out for themselves.
right,
Because whatever
Right.
they're doing, they don't care about the worker. They trying to save the industry or the business or whatever. And that's business. That is
Man,
kind
that's
of the order of
business.
the day. But I wonder what that's going to do with like benefits. Because already I know, like even where I
exactly.
work, they don't always want you working at 40 hours because once you work 40 hours a week, now we got to give you benefits. And a lot of places want to get away from that because that costs them money. It's a
Right.
lot cheaper to just pay a person an hourly rate without having to worry about paying them health insurance and all that other stuff. So that's also sounds like a way for a lot of them to get out of health insurance. I don't like hearing that. So I don't know about that. I feel like that'll be bad for us. I don't even mean just black people. I just mean the worker, the
Yo,
working class.
If you
Yeah,
said
who wants
who
to
the hell
partner?
wants a partner at home for 3 days?
I believe
Man,
I believe in working less days and having working less days and having more than do. Yo, man, why not be on more? People should be on more.
Yeah,
Get back into your craft. Watch the
Mhm.
movies and shows you never got to watch. Go to sleep more. Shit, that's even good. It don't fucking matter.
Well,
that's
That
more
way,
time.
that's
More
good
time
too.
for
But
people to get in trouble.
yeah, but I bet you the economy explode because that's a whole day for people to do some extra stuff. And what people do when they bored, they spend money. Shoot, I bet you
How you
Fridays will
gonna
be.
spend money though if you ain't got no money to spend because your hours been cut? You only getting 32 hours a week instead of 40 hours a week. Where this money
That's why
coming from? You
that
gonna
don't make sense. That part don't make sense.
right.
I don't think that part is
what you about to
included.
spend?
Huh? Oh, I got it.
Mm.
Man, look,
Yeah.
either you go get paid more or you just gonna have to work more hours in one day and probably be like, what you say, 9 hours a day, 9.5 hours a day or something like that, which is still 40 hours in a week, bro. But 32 hours a week, bro, how y'all gonna tell people? I don't understand who's passing this, the government. How y'all gonna tell cats
They trying to get it in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
what? I don't understand
yeah.
that.
They trying to. It's gonna be a bill. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bill for
Four
what?
day,
I
four
don't
day
understand
work week.
what the bill
Yeah,
tells companies.
going through Congress now. They trying to
You're
get.
only allowed to make people work 34 days a week instead of 5. What?
Yeah. Well, because all that's regulated. There was a time when the 40-hour work week, people had to fight for that. There was a time when they had little kids working in factories because their little hands could fit in the gears better, and they would lose arms and limbs. That's why they stopped doing. That's why we have child labor laws because that was happening. The reason we
I
have the
get child
40-hour work
labor
week is
laws
because
and
there's
stuff,
people who used to.
but how does the 32-hour week?
Well, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. All
it's
of this
real.
stuff gets regulated because
It's,
because if they didn't, workers would still do that. They are not workers, but employers would still try and have you working 80 hours a week if they could,
Does the
but they legally
does the
can't.
price of living drop? Like, because there's a max price you could charge people for shit, right? Like, if you own property in a certain area, can you charge $5,000 even though everybody else is charging only $1,000 for a 2-bedroom
Yeah.
apartment?
Yes, and that's the problem. You just said it. And I've said that before, even on my show. There are no caps on rental rates. So let's say you own a hovel in the hood, a roach infested, rat infested hovel. If you want to make it $2,000 a month to live there, if you can get that, you can do that, right?
So,
But people in that area can't afford it. I don't care nothing about that. I'm a renter, and I want is what I want to charge for this rental property. That's what I want to get. And
what we
people do
need,
that.
we don't
bro,
need to help us with the
bro.
workers.
This might happen. This
We
is
need
this
guys to help us with.
this
That's
is
dumb. I
it's
mean,
a real thing. It's a real thing, bro.
everybody
It's
goes
called
back to working 4 days a week. Everybody's just gonna have 5 day a whole basically you gonna have a whole check
Wow.
less a month. It makes no sense at all, bro. Or
It's
Yeah,
called
that's right. Yeah.
it's called the
25% of your
32-hour
pay,
work week act. It's in
Mm-hmm.
Congress
25% of
now.
your pay is gone. That makes sense. Unless
100,
the cost of living drops or there's a way to balance it. It just seems like they just changing stuff just to change it.
100
Yeah,
people
but
Well, you
in
if
got to
you
think.
work
Congress.
overtime, can you still? Do you get overtime after that 32 hours?
Mm.
Are they
Or
allowing you to get
or is it
overtime?
maybe
Well,
it's
maybe, and where you work has to offer overtime. Like some places where people work, that's overtime is not a thing. Like there is no overtime.
maybe
So
this is
what do
what
you
it'll
do
do.
then?
Well, this is what it'll do since overtime. I mean, a full time is 32 hours a week. Well, people's current jobs definitely ain't gonna be sufficient. So people gonna have to start paying people more money. I can't take a 32-hour a week at $20 an hour. That's not enough, bro. I need like 25, 26. Man, the pay got gonna have to increase, man. Or
Yeah.
employers gonna have trouble hiring people
Yeah.
working full time. Especially if they ain't trying to pay overtime for that fifth day, yeah.
They have to because it's gonna be a bill.
Yeah.
They pay overtime for that fifth day. They move cats down to 4 days a week.
That's what they said. It could be a 3-day work week or a 4-day, as long as it adds up to 32. The work.
Shoot, you know what? I get paid my overtime after 32. I think I'm okay with it.
So if it's 3 days, but you
Damn,
working 12-hour days, so 4 days you working, but you working 12-hour days
lazy,
now, like.
lazy ass generation. Let's look at this generation. Y'all, they lazy as hell,
Works.
bro.
No, they just work smarter.
Get
Whereas
the hell out of here,
this
bro.
They said work
I
generation,
don't
smarter,
want
not
to work
harder.
40 hours. I want to work 32. Oh
why
my
not?
God,
If they gonna pay you for more, you should be happy. We fought for this.
Well, and that's my point. You're thinking, you got to get your mind out of thinking the employers give a damn about workers. So they're not going to pay people more money. They're going to pay you the same rate they paid you. They just going to have you work for less hours. That's more money in their pocket. So I figure that's what you're going to be looking at.
Some
You're
days
looking
really
at
gonna
people
be
already
hump
struggling with 40 hours a week. What happens when you're only getting 32 hours a week? Now you're really struggling. So yeah, the money ain't gonna go up. We ain't you hard pressed to get people to pay people a $15 an hour minimum wage. I mean, that just should be the minimum wage. No one should be making less than $15 an hour. It's still crazy and falls on deaf ears if you say it out here. So this new
right.
legislation will pass. People still gonna be making the sorry amount they've been making per
How much is
hour.
minimum
All
wage
these
now?
years. It's not gonna help. Hmm?
How much
People
is
hard
minimum
pressed
wage
to make
now?
ends meet right now, let alone them taking money out
Yeah,
your pocket. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And minimum wage in some states is still $7.25. I talked
yeah,
You're
about it on my
right.
show a couple of months. Yeah,
yeah,
Here,
Google it. I talked
here.
about it on my show months
Hey,
ago. There's plenty of states.
725 here. That's minimum wage
7.25.
here. 725.
Yeah,
where
man. Right
where is
now.
there?
Minimum
Because
wage
most
is
people don't know where
You must
there
be
is.
you
Tell
said
people
state,
where
you
there.
must be talking about cities or something where they don't know
nah,
the
nigga. Hey,
state law.
minimum wage is 725 here. Real talk.
Keith, tell them where you at. Where you at?
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Yo, that's a
Louisiana,
terrible.
yeah.
Them
How
other
far
states
behind is
need
Louisiana right
reform. The
now?
whole
Like,
state need
Like
reform,
2
bro.
decades. Hey, real talk. I'm telling you. Being
And
from
then with
where I'm
all our
from,
viewership from
hey,
Louisiana.
being from Ohio and going to Louisiana, I'm telling you, the difference is like 2 decades. Real talk. Like
I went back
it's
in time.
crazy. It's
Oh
crazy.
man,
you
I'm
got
making some work from
you
home
got a
jobs.
car with windows that you don't have to roll up like this, man. Man,
That's terrible.
Yes. Oh man, that's why I said good. You'd be surprised how many states are still paying $7.25 an hour. You cannot live off. You can't live
Man,
off of
people need to
$10
be
an hour.
Hey,
You
people.
can't live
and they
off
Hey,
of
wondering
people
why
$12
need
people got
an hour.
people
and
need
they
to be
wondering
on
why people
strike.
got side hustles and trying to sell this and trying to sell do that, do this, trying to make
Yeah.
ends meet.
But then that gets old too, because how many jobs you gonna get and still be able to have any type of life or any type of happiness with your life? You can't work 3 jobs and be happy. I'm sorry. And I talk to a lot of cats from like LA and places like that, these real big cities, and they tell me that's commonplace. I heard in like LA, Cali right now, they say that's commonplace for a cat to have 3 jobs just trying to make ends meet. What kind of life is that? 3 jobs? You can't be sleeping. When do you sleep?
But
You
but
got 3 jobs.
but peep
You
this:
know?
if they raise minimum wage, everything else gonna go up.
Oh yeah, I agree with that too.
Everything,
You're right, but they still need to do
everything
it.
gonna
Something's
go
got to
up.
give, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
How much
can't
is
get.
minimum wage in Ohio?
Police
Yeah,
department.
looking.
Oh, hold on, my fault.
Like,
Hold on.
our goods and services cost too
Minimum
much
wage
more than
in
the prices.
Ohio.
Okay, that's a good point too. And then people do say that too, that you'll kill small business if you raise the minimum wage because a lot of small businesses can't afford to pay, the people who are working for them that $15 an hour. So yeah, I hear that too.
But doesn't that mean small businesses will have to increase the prices of their products?
Right. That's what I
Yeah,
said. Everything will have to go
yeah,
up.
Your business is a
yeah.
local business. You need to follow suit of what bigger businesses are doing. Now, but you know how many times I've seen that Big Mac increase at McDonald's, and you still trying to sell your dinner at yo man, food costs more, gas costs
Mm.
more. It costs more to do business. Thus, you need to increase the price you charge for your meals.
What is the minimum wage in Los Angeles right now? Because I know it costs bank to live in Los Angeles. I mean, your
Yeah,
And
gas
New York.
alone is what at $5 now. I
yeah, that's
mean,
what
And
I
New
heard. They
York.
saying like $5 a gallon, something like that.
Yeah, New York the
Yeah.
same way. New York the
So yeah,
same way.
increase rate means nothing, huh? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I
that's
went down to New York. I went to New York. They want $14 for a pack of cigarettes.
Of
one
course,
pack,
it ain't nothing.
one
I,
pack.
One pack,
that's why I
$14.
tell you,
$14.
man, just to increase it.
Were these gold cigarettes or something? Just some
Nah,
cocaine in
nah, real talk.
them?
And for a pack of ports,
Wow.
for a pack of Newports in New York, it's 14 and some
Mm,
change.
Mm, mm,
mm.
Man, I'm about to
That's
start selling
crazy, man.
cigarettes.
That's crazy.
we you see what happened to our brother selling cigarettes.
Oh
they
yeah, yep.
yeah. Uh,
No, I
uh,
mean like cartons, man. I ain't selling no
Yeah.
loose
that's what he was
on the
selling, right?
corner. No,
No,
I
he was
I
don't
have
selling
know.
loose
I think he's
cigarettes, I
selling
think.
loosies, bro. But
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
man, look, I ain't gonna be right up on a post selling shit in front of these cats, man. I'm gonna try to like actually buy cartons for the low and then sell them out there in
she
Cali.
spent 13 on one pack.
Look at it,
Ooh,
man. I just,
$13 for a pack of squares. That blows me away.
Oh my god.
bro,
I'm in the
the,
wrong
That's
Yes,
business.
crazy.
I
sir.
thought the
yeah,
gasoline business was high. The cigarette business is the way to
I'll
roll.
be out there.
Shit.
I have a whole stock.
Right.
Like, yo, you can get hit this
Oh,
cigarettes, man.
Mm,
That was
that's
$15
crazy.
an hour. That's not too bad. What's
Yeah,
that?
see, 15, but in LA, that ain't no money. That ain't nothing in LA. Come on, we just talked about all that. How about this? I knew a guy. He was from LA. He told me that now his whole thing was immigration, and he said immigration's killing people. He said because a lot of those Mexicans, he said they don't mind living like 20, 30 people to a house. He said, so you be in LA. He said that house is $350,000 a year. You and your lady can't afford to stay there, but then you got 20 or 30 of them who don't mind all living together. They buy a house, and that keeps that rate up because you got them
And
who will
everybody,
pay it. But see, they
hey,
have a different way
and,
of
every,
living than us. They don't mind living
and
that many
everybody
people
in
to one house.
everybody in
Mm,
the house still got money in their pocket. You got
exactly.
that
Well,
many
that's how they
cats
do
living
it.
in the house. Ain't nobody broke in the house for real.
That's how they do it. You have 20, 30 people living there. Because how about this? A buddy of mine who rented rooms, he had rented to a Spanish lady. And he said, Ed, when I went in there and cleaned out the apartment after she left, he said, I found 20, 30 mattresses. That's all that was in there. No furniture, no nothing. 20, 30 mattresses, he said.
In an
Because they all
apartment?
got there.
the hell?
Yes, listen, they all
In an
got there.
apartment?
They'll live together. Listen, they'll all
Bro,
get
you living
together.
for
They'll live
free.
like
All you
30
doing is
people there, right?
saving
And these are
money.
different families. So then they save their money, and then this family will leave and go do their own thing. And then this family can leave and go do their own thing. Because like you said, if you got 20, 30 people, like, how much is each person paying for rent? Hardly nothing. So you can save all that money. So these people
Yeah.
do that, and then the families move out and do their own thing. First of all, black people, we have a
Yo,
Western way of living. We've been here in this Western United States for years. We're not doing that. If we had that sense of community, we could do that. We can't do that. So
No.
that's where the problem comes. That's why you see a lot of
man,
immigrants who come over here and they're able to blow up and do things because
and we be
they can
saying
do that.
we be sitting here mad as heck, like, man, y'all don't know what they went through, bro. Them cats like,
Yeah.
yo, man, let's get this
We're not going
bag
to live
real
20,
quick.
30 people to a house. Who's going to do that?
No
I can't. I'm not
privacy.
going to. Who's going
But,
to do that?
but our
No
culture,
privacy.
our
No
culture doesn't teach
privacy.
us that, man. Our culture is
Exactly.
Our culture is very Westernized, which is competitive based, in which we
Yeah.
always are obtaining success and goals to, in my opinion, to
Mhm.
show out others. I don't think we think about communities as much as we should, or we don't do anything team based at all, man. Not enough anyway, man. There's some people out there that's doing it, but man, the core of our community is competitive based. That's why we don't have a lot of people doing extreme things like that. Not too often.
They usually send money home.
That's a good point. They do. I worked with an African kid. He told me, he said $300 American could buy a house where he was from in Africa.
Yeah.
So think how much that. I mean, $300 can buy you a house where he was from in Africa.
Right.
So you
A
be sending all
house?
types of money back. Yes, that's what he told
Man,
me.
that's
He
cat,
said,
bro.
"Well, I'm from in Africa." Now,
Yeah.
this is a
I
long
know
time
that's
ago.
right.
It's a long time ago. It's a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Okay.
Nah,
But
it's
he
still
told me. That's
saying.
what he told me.
Still the same because
I could believe it.
100 is 1,000 there.
Oh, really? See, I could believe it.
Yeah,
I could
yeah,
believe it. Oh, yeah.
I
I
believe
could
so.
believe it.
It was, but since COVID, who knows what it is? But it used to be like
Yeah.
100 was 1,000. So they go
That's what
back
he
and
told
send
me.
like, yeah, they send all the
Man,
yeah.
X nah, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, I get it. I get it. I'd be sending money back home too.
It would be
But
nice if we thought all black people came together and say, you know what, man, we need a nation of our own. Forget all this. And we found an
Yeah.
area and we just sent money to that area and built the area up, black-owned businesses,
We
black
do.
technology. No, we just kind of just
We start Atlanta.
no, that
Hey, that's a good. Hey, that's real though. Hey,
Atlanta
I
ain't
was
it,
just,
man.
boys though, you bring up a good point. I was just talking about Atlanta with my mom because I said Atlanta is the only place I've ever been to where I saw black people who had plenty of money, who were looking to do business with each other, who were open to doing business with each other. Just I've never been anywhere like Atlanta, man. Atlanta, there's really that sense of community in Atlanta. A buddy of mine whose brother does construction work, he'll go down to Atlanta. Like when he can't find work here in Columbus, he said, Ed, I go to Atlanta. He said, I go to a bar in Atlanta and sit there for 20 minutes. A brother will come up to me and say, what do you do for a living? And then when he finds out I build houses, he'll either have a job that he need me to do or connect me with another black man who's looking for the same work. They work together in Atlanta and they getting that bread. I've never seen black folk act like that anywhere else but Atlanta. So hats off to Atlanta. And the women are amazing. They're all fine.
Yeah.
With the ones I saw anyway. Oh, where my mom? That makes me feel like the woman.
Yes,
Bro,
sir.
strip club is a job, bro. It's
You talking about the shake jump?
it's a career to be a stripper in Atlanta. What the hell?
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
It's true. Man.
Hey, they
Yeah,
be bringing home the bag though, for real.
Oh yeah.
Some of them chicks be bringing home crazy 3,000 or 4,000
Ain't
a
nobody
night.
allowed in the village, man. Nah, man. It's black only, bro. Anybody who ain't black gotta wear a special badge.
Ain't that some shit?
White people allowed in our village. As long as they ain't doing white people crazy stuff, man. If you let black
men
men,
kissing no dogs in the mouth or nothing like that.
yeah, man.
Oh, you ain't doing that.
I ain't even allowed to sleep in the bed with the animal. It's sacred not to sleep in separate bed.
Now wait a minute. Now my dog lay in the bed with me now. Come on now.
See, none of that country stuff.
My dog lay at the foot of the bed. I don't care.
Whose
My
dog
dog
don't do
lay in the
that?
bed with me, real talk.
Y'all gotta learn to kick the dog out. Like, man, it's
Nah.
okay.
Now all that licking, the dog licking you in the mouth and the face and all that shit, nah, nigga.
Dog
Nah.
is
But as
dirty,
far as the dog
man.
laying in the bed with me,
Oh,
hey,
what's
the
the
dog
white
get in the
people?
car riding the passenger seat. The dog rides shotgun. I make the kids get in the back and put the dog shotgun. Like, shit. Come on now.
The
Hey,
dog
man, that's how DMX used to say. He said, "Man, his dog will die for you
For sure.
straight up before anybody.
For sure.
When you go to the door, who gonna be by your side? What's going on? What we doing? My dog, my dog. I got
Yes,
your back,
sir.
bro. Let's do this. Let's go handle this. Something going on outside.
And he'll find his way home.
Right. Hey, let's go handle this, son. Dog will be there. Everybody else, oh, I ain't going to the. Did you hear that? I ain't. Dog be the first one. Hey, come on. I heard something. Come on, get up. Let's go see what that is. Let's go outside and go see what that is. Man, your dog, no matter how big your dog is, your dog will ride or die for you.
That's what I was gonna say. Even if it's a little dog, he's still gonna be trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
White people crazy stuff. Oh, like white people shooting up schools or doing racist stuff. Or being Karens. You know what I mean? Man, you can't do that. This is our space.
You have to get off of here because
Now take a turn. We took a turn.
He,
We took a turn.
he ain't Farrakhan down here.
Hey, I'm just
I know
saying,
that's right.
man.
Hey, what do y'all think about that situation in what is it? I think that's Michigan, where
Yeah.
the boy, first of all, his parents bought him the gun, knowing that he was going to do some of this crazy stuff, so they got them in custody too. And then he killed,
I
I
thought they
think he
was looking
killed
for him.
4
I thought they was
kids
running.
and wounded. Huh?
I thought they was
You said
running.
what?
I knew they had a $10,000 reward for each one of them, something like that.
I think they got him in custody now. They got the
Oh,
parents because they were showing pictures of him, and then they had an interview with him and stuff. And I don't know about that whole thing. Is I'm just like, really, they buying their son a gun? And y'all knew he
Hey,
was.
you
I
didn't see
mean, did y'all think he was playing or who's
You
that
didn't see the
stupid?
picture they
You
posted
know?
with the
Wait,
whole
wait.
family in front of the Christmas tree?
Are you saying?
They
Are you
posted
Now
saying?
a
that
picture
you're
in
talking
front of
about
the
now
Christmas
you're talking
tree.
about that congresswoman who took that picture with her kids and they were all holding that heat and they were ages 8 to 15. That's Lauren Boebert, and she's bat-ish crazy anyway. She's one of the worst Republicans. I hate her, but
Oh,
she's a garbage person.
let me ask
She's
y'all
a garbage
something.
person.
Yes, she is. She's horrible.
Let me ask y'all something. Y'all,
Mhm.
y'all are against children learning how or handling
Not at all.
guns?
Not at
No.
all.
Nah.
Not at all.
I'm not against it. I'm just like, I mean, there was like the picture she showed. It was like her kids were like 8 to 15, so her 8-year-old was holding a chopper. I don't know if that's
Now,
appropriate.
real
Why does
talk,
your
these
8-year-old have an
kids is
assault
holding assault rifle.
rifle?
I'm
Yeah,
okay with
Assault
them.
too
rifle.
much. That's
I'm
too
okay.
much. Yeah, that's too
I'm okay
much.
with them learning how, but people take pictures and it's to get those reactions out of people. It's all
And her,
it's all
you're
for their ego and
100%
stuff.
correct. Yeah.
But the actual fundamentals and stuff, y'all should teach your kids how to use guns. They might save your ass, but you should make sure your kid is mentally stable to
Right.
handle weaponry. I mean, you should really invest into your kids, man. That's what I said earlier, man.
What your kid taking a gun to school for, though?
Kids, man.
What do you need a gun to school for, though?
Man, listen.
Take that ass beating. Shit.
So learn how to fight. Stop being
Right.
scared.
Learn how to fight. Buy him some fighting lessons. Put him in karate. Shit. That's what we had.
See that little 8-year-old boy that stopped his dad's store or home or something from being robbed and shot the burglar? He was like 8 years old.
I didn't hear about that.
Look, that is one of the good things when kids, a lot of kids don't have access to guns. They do have to be physically tougher. I mean, but
yeah. And then somebody just posted too how they said the parents got a real lawyer, but the boy he got a public defender. I think the parents were trying to leave town when the police caught up with them, so they were trying to abandon their son off rip. They don't care nothing about that boy. That's the same too.
Why would
they said he young, he'll be all right when he get out.
That's
right.
That's how they was thinking.
They don't say.
He'll probably get out too.
Probably just asked for the gun and they said, "Here, whatever, kid," and then
Yeah, that's
now there gotta be gun safety laws they put in place in your house. The kids shouldn't have access to the gun key for the gun safe. Period. You know what I'm saying? Right. So as far as that goes, I think the parents are for that.
A 15-year-old will be smart. If he 15, he like, man, I know where the gun key is. Boom, boom, got the gun. And y'all ain't think to check it or nothing because it's a regular day. He just go to school, blow, 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 blast people. Just gun. Like that, man. And that gun key, I mean, or that code, maybe a code would be better. But yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, they got the one guns that like, don't they have the guns that like will only read your hand? It like has to be your hand or whatever that's holding the gun.
The sensor guns.
Oh wow.
Like a sensor or something. I think I've heard something like that.
Oh.
And then the gun key, I mean, you just have to hide the key. But I mean, if the kid can't get the key, they can't unlock the gun. They can't use it.
This out though. What if somebody trying to break in your crib right now, and you got to try to search for the key to get to the safe, to try to get the guns out the safe, to defend your house?
That's the argument that people say, and I agree with that. So you don't be fumbling around with a key.
Yeah, man, who got time for that? It's time for
and
action.
You scared for your family's life? Fumbling with a key ain't something you want to do.
I agree.
You had a secret passages, bro, where the gun just come out the wall. Boom.
Okay, James Bond.
What's up with kid and all this futuristic shit?
Yo, man, I'm telling you, man. I was like, that argument.
He want robot people. He want a robot girlfriend. Now he want futuristic guns to come out the wall.
Yo, I want her. I want my robot girlfriend to be attached to the futuristic guns in her arms and stuff.
Oh man,
She
Candy
gonna have
crush.
lasers. She got a laser probably.
Hey,
You know?
Yeah. Now you
Candy
talking.
Crazy.
The
crush.
laser cut him in half. You're like, oh, I just wanted to let you know your man was sitting on the porch. It was getting wet. Oh, my bad, dog.
Hey,
Yeah, knock.
Now
that man
come
watched
to
too many
that.
sci-fi movies. Too many sci-fi movies.
Man, you know I
Man.
love sci-fi movies, man. That's the best
He
shit.
said his girlfriend got laser eyes and gonna cut the dude in half on the porch.
Yo, like, ooh, we need to turn the security settings down. Dude, bro, I'm telling you, man.
That's funny.
That's the only way that if you wanted to be safe, you gotta put the guns in secret locations. Only you know. Let me lift this up, hit this button. Got my gun. Boom, boom,
Under
boom.
the toilet lid in the bathroom, under the back of the toilet lid, taped to the
I
back
think
of the
that's
toilet
smart.
lid.
Kids don't ever be messing with that stuff. Ain't nobody care about that crap. Just like that. Boom.
I don't know. I tell you, something's got to happen though, man. I wish Congress would do something, but it's sad. The NRA has paid them guys and gals off so well, they won't even. I mean, you ain't heard there's crickets coming out of Congress. You know, we've had
what
4
can they
kids
do, though?
die in. Well, yeah, 4 kids die in Michigan. Somebody need to do or say something. Say something.
I
You
mean,
gonna put some type
all
of
they
gun
can say is
legislation or
sorry.
something.
All they can say is sorry, but we're a gun-toting state. I mean, country. So if some crazy person get access to a gun,
Yeah.
But how
Yeah.
fair is that to the parents that lost their kids, though?
I
Not
think.
fair at all.
Listen,
Not at all.
I think it should be
Exactly.
like the Wild Wild West. Just let everybody carry their guns.
It
So
is like
somebody
the
go
Wild West. That's
crazy,
the problem.
Let-
It is the Wild Wild West.
bro. And
That's
look,
the problem.
if I'm at the movie theaters and this cat started blasting, he made a mistake. Boom! I blasted him. Now we all safe. It's the only deterrent to a gun is somebody else
Hey,
having.
he want to shoot the dude and finish watching the movie.
Hey,
He
now
gonna
look,
finish
you
watching.
just brought up a great
Boom.
point. Let me. Hey, because you're talking about return fire. Now check it out. Do you know that there's a bill allowing teachers to carry open weapons in classrooms that's advancing in the Ohio State Senate? This is going on in our
crazy.
Senate right now. You know, yeah, it's House Bill
We all
99.
crazy
It will
too.
allow, it'll allow teachers to carry weapons in the classroom. Yes,
That
yes.
sounds
In
good to
2000
me. Shit. Fuck it.
I think that's a horrible idea. Teachers with guns in the classroom? You think
Then
that's a good idea?
The school needs budget to hire security.
Your teacher got an
okay.
AR sitting on the desk teaching class.
That is not
Yo,
good.
Jimmy,
That ain't no
if you
good.
don't
I don't
sit
like
your
that.
ass down,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
yeah,
We got a problem here.
we got a problem here. Bro, I can imagine my teacher, Miss Paula,
We got a problem here.
shotgun like, y'all gonna learn today.
And kids like, no
Taking
sir, no
warning
sir, we got no
shots.
problem at all.
Boom.
Sit your 5-cent ass down for make your
Hey, look.
$5 ass sit down for a
Look,
make
the only deterrent for weaponry is weaponry. So, man, the only way to, if you don't want teachers to have guns and you don't want kids to have guns, you need to hire security. It needs to be a whole budget in place to pay people to watch the kids, do metal detectors, and they're gonna have to reinforce schools so they have.
Hey, they got
backup
police in
plans.
every school right now.
Huh?
Any school I've ever been to got a cop in there. Any school I've ever been to got police in the school.
Indeed. Mhm.
This school
Yeah.
did. What happened?
Well, sometimes they do, but you know, even with having a cop in the school, I mean, if an active shooter, then remember that was the one situation where the one cop he ran away from the active shooter that was at the school where he was working, and then sometimes the cop will run into harm's way and get hurt or whatever. But I remember the one situation, the one cop and then he came up on charges. They wanted to press charges against him because he ran away while the kids was getting shot at, and he was the guard on
Well,
duty.
if somebody coming to school with an assault rifle and all you got is your little 44, your little 9mm,
Yeah,
you
man.
gonna see cover.
I mean, you got.
You
That's why I
see
said.
cover.
That's why I said you gotta give them budget, give them real guns. Man, they job is to gun down that
Who?
shooter.
The police?
I don't know who.
You trying to defund the police at one point. Now you talking about we need to give them more
I don't know
guns
who. They
to
can have a
kill
whole-
us?
They don't have to be the police. They could be their own private.
Armed security.
federal sector. So that's all.
Okay.
But
Okay,
they
good
job,
example.
their job is not to gun down kids fighting or teachers and kids. Their job is to gun down the active shooter. If someone shows up with a gun and start blasting, it's already too late. Like by the time he reacts, it's dead. We just need to get to the killer before we kill more people at that point. We can't
Right.
prevent it unless we take all guns away. And don't nobody want all guns to be taken away. We
Well,
can't
that would
prevent.
never happen. You can't do that.
Never.
Whenever they've tried to
Hey,
do that, you can't do that. That wouldn't. Yeah, you can't
never.
get rid of all. You can't
Hey,
take
Look,
guns away.
you can put
Yeah,
they
metal
said they
detectors.
destroyed
You
like
can
a
put
billion guns, right?
there's more
They said
guns
they
in America
destroyed.
than there are people in America.
Yeah, they said
That's a real
they said they
statistic.
look.
destroyed like a billion guns, and there's still a billion guns laying around.
I'm
Oh
sure, and
yeah.
they're still
Oh
making
yeah.
them. Look,
Yeah.
you could put metal detectors at the door and search every kid. It will take longer, but it will ensure no kid brought a gun into school as well. You could do
Well,
that.
Yeah.
not with the clothes the kids wearing now. Shit, the kids with some of the shit kids wearing now, the metal detector gonna go off regardless.
Well, they better fund for more advanced metal detectors for all these schools that they need to protect from the active
Like a
shooters.
body
Other than
screen
that,
at the
other than that,
airport.
the only thing you go be able to do is develop a response method for no matter what how you look at it. It's you only can respond to an active shooter,
Do you
and that's
believe
all
what?
everybody's doing. I just took training the other day at my job, and
They always say on the right. What do they say? The only thing to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. So y'all believe that? A good guy with a gun.
this is another somebody with a gun. That's it,
I
man.
know that's right.
Hey, man, it could be a dog with a gun. If we can blast the bad guy, look, it don't matter.
So look, so there would be police department. Like if schools had their own police department, like OSU has their own, but like elementary had their own police department. Would that make a
Armed
difference?
security.
Yeah, they follow
It's
these
an armed
interesting,
security
yeah.
department.
follow these special
Yeah.
protocols. They have
It ain't
access
gotta be
to
the
a
police.
button.
It ain't
They hit
gotta
a
be the
button
police.
immediately. When they hit that button, yo, cats know, boom, yo, it's all bad. Let's get to this school ASAP.
She said they need snipers with a roof.
Snipers on
Whoa.
the roof would snipers on the roof would help, bro, if they want it that bad. But then at that point, the schools is gonna be nightmares to go to. I mean, you just
I
go
know
to
that's
school,
right.
you just walk looking around, just grown men with guns, and I don't like none of the
I agree. I
alternatives.
don't think that's not the look we want.
There is
Yeah.
no right way to respond to such a horrific thing, man.
You can't even go to a football game now. If we don't have family in that go to the school here, I didn't it just pass this week that you cannot go to the games
Yeah.
unless
I
you
heard that.
related. Yeah,
Yeah.
you cannot. Only family
Kids
members
shooting
and
these games up.
yeah, only
Dang,
family
man,
members.
that's messed up, man.
Yeah. Well, don't you
Yeah.
remember being in high school and you'd have proms and school dances, and they'd always say only the kids who go to this school. You can't have
Yeah.
other kids from other schools coming to this dance or coming to this prom because they was afraid that they would bring guns and shoot up the prom and shoot up the dance, which used to
I
happen.
hear you,
So that's why
Lord.
that happened. That same thing
But
with these
there is
gangs.
Hey, I
no
went
kids
You
dying
know.
scenario. Somebody's
Hey,
gonna
I went to Mifflin,
somebody's
and it was
going
a lot of crazy stuff that happened at my high
to do
school
something.
for real.
Mm-hmm. I could believe it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
you know.
People getting shot. Was people getting
Man,
shot in
you name all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
we had
back
people
then?
die. When I was in school, people was getting killed in the hoods, man. That stuff was terrible.
At school?
Oh no, it ain't
That's
happening at school. It would happen at football games though. Look, let's narrow down the list of suspects. Look, it happened at football games though, bro. Like we be enjoying the game. Shoot, I done got into it, cats. So we start a fight. Dudes start grabbing their guns, man. Luckily,
Yeah.
man, I didn't get shot at, but I heard terrible stories. People done got
That's because
killed.
cats don't know how to fight. Cats don't want to
Yeah,
fight no
I
more.
agree. That
You
too.
don't want to
Yeah,
fight.
exactly.
Ain't no reason
Exactly.
you can't take that ass whooping and live to see another day.
But man, bro,
Win some,
bro,
you
you ain't
lose
take
some.
that ass.
Everybody
You
want
live
to
to
pop the
see
trunk.
another day.
Yeah.
The whole culture around him, the whole culture around him tell him, man, he a hoe if he let you beat him up. His homeboy, his older homies, like, bro, you should have shot that man. That's the culture, bro. You get disrespected.
Yeah, but it was the
You
cats that ain't gonna
disrespect my
come visit
name,
your
I'm
ass when you
killing
locked
you.
up.
Yeah.
Huh?
Them was the cats that ain't gonna come visit your ass when you locked up.
No.
The
Yeah.
same cats that telling
That's
you should have popped him is the one they ain't gonna be there visiting your ass.
It's crazy how the streets can manipulate minds so deeply. I mean, it's obviously a trap. The streets is obviously some bullshit, man. And the
Well,
way
that's what these
cats be
kids are talking. They ain't gonna put their blicky down. They ain't putting that blicky down.
yeah, man.
They ain't putting that blicky down.
Yeah, man.
Here we go. A long one.
Whoa, okay.
Wow.
Man.
We wrote a book here, didn't we?
You know?
That's why I said, look, man, we just gotta retreat. And
Brad and Tommy in the white America. I think it's international. I hear that. You don't really see that is interesting, isn't it? You really don't see school shootings in inner city schools, which is where if you watch the media where they claim that's where all the violence is, the inner city, but you don't really see schools getting shot up in the inner city. It's always a suburban school.
That's because we be strict with them guns, man. We don't be playing with that.
You're right. You're right.
I mean, I'm sitting there thinking, I can't really think of too many school like inner city shootings. You know, like
beat up at school, we go no. We like, hey man, you better go fight that kid back.
They just busted a kid here in Columbus for bringing the gun.
Oh, that always
but they didn't. But he didn't get to use it. So what are you saying? In the suburbs, they just let the guns come on through. Oh, Tommy he would never do that, and he just come on through with a gun. But in the hood, it's like
underestimating Tommy, man. Tommy crazy, bro.
Now you know what? For years I worked at a SED school, so all the kids were severely emotionally disturbed. So they were all street kids. A lot of them lived in group homes. A lot of them sold drugs on the streets. These were kids growing up with nobody and nothing. So we would have issues with kids bringing guns to school. So every now and then we'd have to have an intervention aid. Like if we knew a kid was actively bringing a gun to school, there was talk of it, they'd just empty their bag every time they came to the school. Every time they got to the door, before they stepped in the door, give me your bag and we're going to empty it right here in front of you, me, and God's creation. Make sure ain't nothing in there. Now we had one little kid who had beef in the streets because of his older brother. He brought a gun to school every day, but somehow he would hide it on the grounds of the school, like before he came in. And all the kids knew about it. The staff knew about it, but they couldn't find it. Whenever he got to that door, his bag did not have a gun in it. When he left, he got his gun and walked home. Now, this same kid got shot and killed. So he needed that gun. In the end, it still didn't save him. Yes. But so there's that. So,
how come you can go to the airport and get busted with a gun with wine? You can't figure out how to keep guns out of schools, but you can keep it from getting on the plane. You need the TSA in these damn schools, man.
Millions of people fly all day long. Millions of kids go to school. We can't keep. That's deep, man. You right, man. Yo, I'm with you, man. Yo, all schools need that damn shit. We gotta put our bag on. We need to expand TSA to public education. I love it. They do a good ass job.
All that costs money, and who's gonna pay for it? As soon as it will come down the pipeline, a lot of school boards be like, "I'm not paying for that. We're not paying for that."
Everybody's backpacks got to be clear.
The infrastructure bill. The foreign banks can pay for it, or whoever we print our money from, man. What's it called? The Federal Reserve. There you go. Yeah, just have them print it off.
Wow. Campus police? You went to a big school then. You call your school a campus. Shit. My school was just a school. It wasn't big enough to call it.
Right.
There wasn't no campus.
Damn. Our school they had campus police, right? We just had the police.
Yeah, the city.
They show up all the time.
But no. But all that stuff would be great, but that's where it comes down to money. Wouldn't nobody want to spend that extra money? And that's sad because here we are talking about money for kids, but there's plenty. If you read the Republican platform, they talk about how education, there should be, they feel like no money should be spent on education.
They find money for anything else. They find money for anything else.
Man.
Yep,
yo,
exactly.
Man, you right, man. DJ, bro. Mm-hmm. I like that. I like that little airport I did. These cats can scan them bags and run them through the scanners and get them in class on time. Perfect.
Clear book bags.
Man, yo. Clear
no, that's not all we got from the comment. we put
I
it
was like,
back.
did I miss something? Play it again.
No.
Oh, and on campus police is more.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Nah. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. All of it leads back to the NRA, man. They are too tough of a lobbying outfit to come up against. Like I said, some of the checks that they write these senators and congressmen are ungodly. $30 million, $20 million, $16 million. How you gonna compete with that? You got places writing checks like that. These people are gonna do their bidding. They're gonna make sure that no
And
gun
NRA pay
legislation
for it.
happens.
Man,
Huh?
just text the NRA. Oh, all right, y'all. Hey, we thought a good idea. Since y'all want us to sell guns to everybody, y'all gonna pay for the security for these kids. But what do you mean? Yeah, man, you're gonna supply at least half of it. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, but I mean that's why I said it's hard. In the NRA, I mean, I'm sure they probably paid the taxes, any taxes they have to, because they're a big business. But that's why I said they write these big checks to these people, and they make sure that. And then a lot of times they end up writing laws. So then they end up making sure that the law gets written in such a way that gun is going to be legal. And really, all of these situations, the only winner is the NRA. Even when I talked about the situation with the Maud Arbery trial, how the brothers was outside of that trial and they were talking the new Black Panther Party and how they're talking about how they support gun ownership in Black communities and gun education. Well, think about it. Who's making out in that deal? The NRA. They sell guns. So we're going to sell them to Black people and let Black people defend themselves against these white people who are also going to sell guns. And then the NRA is making money because they're selling guns over here, they're selling guns over there, they're selling guns everywhere. And in the end of the day, that's all they care about. They don't care about kids getting shot. They don't care about any of that. They care about gun sales, and the gun sales are up. And that's just like that's a problem. And there's such a love affair in this country with the gun. I don't know what that is. It's just it's something. It's something.
I don't
Something's
know.
got to
Have
happen.
you ever been to the shooting range?
Yeah, my brother is he loves guns, and I mean he one of them guys
Yeah,
who will take a gun apart and put it back together in minutes and time himself doing it. He loves guns, so I've been
yeah,
to the shooting range with him, and I get it. That's cool. It's fun,
yeah,
but I feel
yeah.
this. I mean, all my boys got guns, and I never grew up with them. I'm not against guns, but I'm not necessarily for guns. I never grew up with guns. My dad just wasn't a gun guy. But a lot of my partners,
Yeah.
I mean, they grew up with guns. They got guns. They believe in gun education, like you all do. I hear that, and I hear that too. But I still see
Now,
the other side where I'm like, this gun stuff is just crazy because I see so many kids die from gun violence. It's just I just
yeah.
I
Now it's the
mean,
difference in having a gun, but some of these people got artillery at their crib. Like some of these people got
yeah,
5.56 assault
yeah,
rifles with crazy
yeah,
bullets. Like, yeah, some of it is
yeah,
overkill for real.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you got a gun, you gonna have a gun or not, bro. Shoot, you protecting the family or not, bro. Man,
yeah,
at one point, people thought the world was going to end in 2020. Trump is getting ready, bro. They
For
still,
sure.
took all the toilet paper and all the guns and bullets, bro.
For
I will never
sure.
forget how people act
Uh,
when stuff get hard. People act like
yeah,
They was
savages
and they
immediately.
was
They
low
just,
on ammo at places. Like some
yeah,
places will limit how many rounds they can sell you.
bro. The
Yep.
first thing now, look, I don't care if you believed in guns, then everybody's like, hey man, what gun should I get? Yo,
Young person
everybody had a
at
gun,
12
bro.
years
And
old.
now
Yeah.
everybody got more guns than ever.
Oh yeah, and see that's the thing too. A lot of people are like that. Since that somebody our dad was pro gun. If you grow up like that, and I understand when I hear congressmen and women talk about how I come from a gun state. Guns are a part of our culture. We're avid hunters. And I get that. I get all that. But at the same time, I got buddies in Chicago. And when I see these death rates and when they tell me how I call some of my boys in Chicago and I'm like, are y'all all right? And they tell me stuff like, man, we grown, so we know how to stay at the way. But some of these young boys, they'll kick in your door and blast you in broad daylight. Because
That's
nobody
war.
talking to them and they just got no supervision and they just out here. I think about them guys and I'm like, I got to get a handle on this gun thing. It's too easy for these kids to get guns.
But
And that's the thing. When you get a gun, everybody has, what do they talk at the heat of the moment? You get caught up in things. Heat of the moment, you're mad. We've all sat here and said, "Oh, I want to kill such and such," or "Oh, I want to do such and such." But then when you're an adult, you got a little wisdom. If I went and did that 20 minutes later, I'm gonna be like, "Oh man, what was I do? Why did I not destroy my whole life because I got mad at old girl or got mad at old boy, and I'm going to jail forever or whatever." You see what I'm saying? But you
Yeah.
have to be old enough to have those thoughts, and then in the heat of the moment, you got that gun, which you liable to do something you just can't take back. Things are so final with a gun. You shoot somebody, that's lasting. You may kill them. If you don't, you'll wound them, and that's even lasting too. Now they got a bullet scar. They got to deal with that. Or maybe they're going to be in a wheelchair, and have a colostomy bag for the rest of their life. So there's a lot that goes with guns. But I think in this culture between the music and the movies, glamorizing street life, glamorizing gangsterdom, glamorizing violence, everyone's on there. Our songs do it. So the kids are jazzed about it. A gun to them, all they can see is the fun side, shooting stuff up. But they don't see that other side, where people lose families and stuff,
That's because we as a community, don't help or guide these young cats. And so
Yeah.
that's the
Talk
community.
to a young person. You can talk to a young person now.
You see, that's the same
Get
attitude.
your old ass away from me.
That's that same attitude.
I know that, like,
bro.
But
Right. No respect. They ain't got
as a
no
community, the community wouldn't tolerate such disrespect. And the community would stomp this cat out. Just like that.
Man, them days is gone, bro. We used to get a whooping from everybody. I'm gonna tell your mama. No, did you whoop Tony's little Tony's ass? You got a whooping from Miss Jones. You got a whooping from everybody. Whooped your ass, boy. Go get your switch. Yeah, you and if they saw you, or even if they saw you doing some shit, I'm gonna tell your mama. You got scared. Now I ain't telling shit. That little boy been shot me.
I go tell my mama. Nowadays, shit, they like shit. I go tell her shit.
You don't tell my motherfucking kid what to do. He do what he want. Like, oh, okay.
Well, see, man, that right there, not letting these cats lead, not letting them help guide them boys. That whole, oh, this is my kid, and nah, man, it's the community's kid. Because one day he gonna be a part of the community. We all gotta instill good stuff into him. We see him doing something that's ill, we gotta correct it. That's one of the problems with what y'all talking about?
Yeah, and that is true. I agree, and that's the biggest thing. People are like, guns is a part of safety. I hear that. I've talked to plenty of old school cats who tell me, man, I got plenty of guns and I don't want to fire none of them unless it's at a shooting range. I ain't trying to shoot nobody. I mean, if I have to, I will, but that's not what I want to do. Now that's an older mentality. But some of these young guys with guns, they young. When you young, you don't think much. You do a lot of acting, not too much thinking. You do some thinking afterwards when it's too late. So
do you think it should be an age limit?
Maybe, but then it ain't like old people with guns don't act stupid too. So I mean,
exactly.
I don't know.
There's no way to.
What? They already got an age limit for buying a gun.
No, there's no way to restrict gun ownership. It is the only thing you can do is manipulate the minds, man. The way people think, like you said, man. I mean, we gotta help the young cats out. Get out there. Y'all can restrict the guns. They sell illegal guns. Everybody know that, bro. Right? It don't matter, man. You gonna get a gun if you want one.
Yeah. Especially if they gangsters. They brother a gangster. They dad was a gangster. People in the family gangsters. I mean, that's how they grew up. You can't change that from somebody. You can't take that from somebody. That's how they was raised.
People can change, and they can grow from that. I mean, you can have a gun, but that don't mean you wave it around and shoot whoever. But man, bad people will always be out here. That's the truth.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, we just get something like going to school, shoot people, kids down the streets. Yeah, man, it's tragic. It's tragic, but man, we can't put it down our swords. It ain't gonna work that way. People ain't ready to come together yet. When people ready to come together, I'll be like, all right, man, let's try this peaceful shit. Like, I said it billions of years. So I'm gonna keep the chopper.
So what was your I know we coming down to the end of the year, but what was one of the biggest memorable moments of this year that you could say, damn, I ain't gonna never forget this for the rest of my life? I mean, I would, you know what we could say,
COVID.
the killing of the black men and the police, but that's been going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'm
just hear
sorry,
about it
bro.
more
You
now
say
because people got
COVID.
cell phone cameras. People got cell phone cameras now, so you hear about it a lot more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
my memorable moment is COVID or COVID night, whatever.
Yeah.
That's
COVID.
the story of the century, COVID. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the insurrection, that January 6th insurrection.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah,
I
that's
was gonna
history
say
that I think none of us will ever forget. And I mean, and we're still dealing with it. They're still prosecuting people. So I mean, that right there is like, I'll never forget that. That's the highlight of 2021 for me.
Yeah.
the dude taking pictures up in the in Congress with the horns, like, for real?
Oh yeah.
They done stole the gavel, stole Nancy Pelosi's gavel, took her little
Right.
dent.
Black people wouldn't even got that far in the building, first of
Hell
all.
no. We
Smeared
got
voodoo
nowhere
all
to
in the
get
Capitol.
door.
Smeared poop all in the
Man.
Capitol. Who would do? Black. We wouldn't have did that. We wouldn't have smeared no poop in the Capitol.
Right.
Hey,
We just
a
don't
lot-
get down like that.
them people getting slapped though, man. They making examples out of some people.
Yeah, some of them.
Oh yeah,
That's
for sure.
Was there
jail.
anybody black there? Was there anybody black in that thing? Like, was
How
there?
about this? Yes, there was a brother, and he just came up on trial, and he tried to use racism. He
What he
I
say?
couldn't get it out without
He
laughing.
say he's mad. I was just mad at the system, man. I just wanted to destroy something.
And he claimed that's the reason why. He claimed that a lot of them weren't being prosecuted because they were white. He claimed that he was being prosecuted because he was black, and the judge was like, "This ain't got nothing to do with you being black. If you was white, I would throw the book at you like I throw the book at any. All of y'all are
brother
you're
said
Look at a couple of them cats.
Yeah.
Hey, they took a book at a couple of them
He
cats.
said it's so bad. We good.
Yeah, that was funny. That's
Look,
what he tried to.
Here we
he
go
got
with the
anything
race
to get out
card.
of it.
That's some juicy Julio stuff, bro.
Hey,
What
I
you
didn't
doing
see
over there, bro?
not one brother in none of them videos though. Did y'all see any black people in them videos? He was ducked off somewhere. Huh?
Yeah, you gotta look. There's scans traces of black because it blew me away. I didn't expect to, but I saw a few. And then, like I said, this brother who was in the news, he's the first black one to be, I think, prosecuted like that. But he was black.
Black people usually don't raid.
Out of 100 people, it's probably what, 3? Out of 100 people, it's probably what, 3?
We'll raid grocery stores and we'll raid corner stores. Ain't nothing there. Like, man, I ain't about to be caught up there, bro. Y'all gonna take over the United States?
Oh, that was. You know who that was? You know who it was? It was Kanye. It was Kanye. That was
Kanye, the one brother there.
That was the one
Kanye
brother.
got
Kanye
millions. He would have had some people be there for him.
Yeah, with the hat. We saw it.
Man. Yo, that's hilarious, bro. I cannot lie. That was hilarious.
Oh, man.
They going in. Man, that's how the year started, too. I like, man, they stupid, man. Turn the TV
But
off.
nah, this is the crazy thing about that whole situation. Some of the stuff them people was wearing when they came into the White House. That shit was crazy. It was like a costume party in that bitch.
It was.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Like,
especially that guy with the horns on his head.
Man.
Now, is he walking? Did he get? Because he didn't. He come on,
nobody walking.
Remember, he was in jail, and he was lobbying to get his menu changed because I think he either has to have a gluten-free diet or something like that. So he wanted them to change it. Yeah, and then they finally did that. But I think he's due to get out too. But he's still locked up now. But he's gonna. I think the biggest or the longest sentence that anybody got behind that was like 4 or 5 months in jail. And then some of them, they also got like some of their time lower because they've already done some time in jail. So if you've been sitting in jail for 2-3 months waiting on your trial, then you get out. Then the judge gives you 4 months. They give you that 2-3 months you already served. So you only really got.
That's all. For raiding on government
a lot of people getting stuff like that.
Damn, man. Them
cats made history though. Them cats made history.
I think it was 3. I wish he had got 3 years. I don't think anybody's gotten that much. When I see some of these sentencing that's being handed out, it's all like 3-4 months or 4 months or
That's
5
all.
months or something like that. Yeah, I don't think
They
I'm.
just raided the White House and destroyed everything.
Yeah, the shaman dude. Yep, the QAnon shaman with the horns on his head. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Yep.
think
Hey,
my
don't
thing was when the cop thought he was gonna walk after killing what's his name. He really believed that he was gonna walk away free when you clearly choked out a man on TV. You really
Yeah.
thought you was going? He was like looking like he was surprised that he got convicted. Like,
What did
I
you
don't
see the
see
one
this
white
surprising. They
the one
always
white
get
woman
off.
who just said out her mouth? She said, "I'm white, so I'm not going to jail. I'm not going to get prosecuted." And they were like, yeah, you are." Yeah, you are. That's what they're like. Yeah, you are white, and you are going to jail. That's what he thought. That's what yeah, you white, and you're going to jail. But she said that. She's like, "I'm white. I'm not. They're not going to send me to jail." So some of them are really and true. They was running around following after Trump. So these aren't smart people, and they kind of followed him right off of a cliff. But he had a little plane to carry him away. He didn't get fall off the cliff. They fell off the cliff. He got carried away on
Hey,
a
but
plane.
real talk though, them cats made history. That shit'll never happen again. They shoot
I hope
people on
not.
sight. As soon as you get anywhere near the White House, they gonna kill your
uh,
ass.
he
Not
got
And you know
when
fooled
they
what?
by
wasn't in
money.
the White House.
That is sad though, because that stuff has been open. I remember being in 8th grade and touring all of that. That stuff used to be open to the public. They had tours there daily. It's sad that those days are gone. What in the world? Now the Capitol has to be locked down. All that history, all of that
That's
good
what I mean.
stuff that used to
Capital.
just be open for kids and anybody who wanted to learn about this country or really see the inner workings of our political system and all of that. Now these idiots have made it to where now that's going to be behind a gate
Savages.
for all of eternity. And
Wow.
that's a
Yeah.
tragedy to me.
It's still on
Because
lockdown now. It's
yeah,
still
they
on
got a gate
lockdown.
around the White
It's
House. I remember
still
you used
up.
to be able
I
to
thought they was taking
tour the
it
White
down.
House. I
Oh
think
wow.
I don't know. I know
They
last time I
still.
saw pictures of the White House, they had that gate around. They ain't playing no games because they ain't
I
trying
know
to
that's
go through
right.
that again at all. So
I know that's right.
That was crazy,
yeah, not
man.
the smartest people at all. So I'm just like, that's why I said they got it, and that's why I even talked about it on my show. I'm like, a lot of these judges, I understand that some of them were appointed by Trump, so they're sympathizers to a lot of these QAnon people. On the other hand, man, they need to honor the oath of your office. You call yourself a judge, you're supposed to uphold the law. These people need to know that when you do stuff like that, you're gonna have to be accountable to the law, because that was crazy. Who's gonna run up in the nation's house and smear boo-boo on the walls? And you ain't gonna do nothing to them people? I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
Oh shit! Can you
Who's
imagine the
everybody
cats
on
that had
the
to clean that
side
shit up? Can you imagine
You
the
kill
know what I'm
cats that had to
saying?
clean
far
that shit up?
towards the
They
White
walk
Yeah,
in,
House.
they
yeah,
look
that's
at
what
the
I'm saying.
like, what
People
the
should have
hell?
people should have gotten slapped, bro. Like, yo, we gonna make an example out of y'all. 50 years. I would have just been handing them out. It would have been
Yeah,
one of the boldest.
Damn.
Like, all
yeah.
right, no turn.
Damn. 50 years.
35 years. Bro,
No, and
I'll
that's
probably
true.
let
That's
them out
true.
after 5 years on good behavior or something on the back
Yeah.
end. I had cats miserable. Cats would be
Mm-hmm.
trying to commit suicide. But yes, bro,
Yep.
don't ever
And
try
that
no
was a
shit
good
like
point.
that again.
What Sunshine was just talking about, there was a sister, and I think it was proven she had like mental health issues. So she was driving and she had like broke the barricade getting close to the White House, and they shot her on sight. She didn't even get out of the car and they smoked her. Come to find out, she had mental
Wow.
health issues. She was in distress. She really needed help. They killed her because she was a black woman in a
I don't
car
know why y'all
speeding towards the
surprised.
Capitol. Think about that. You had all these white folks storming the Capitol. One sister in a car broke that barricade, and they were so afraid they had to kill her on sight. Come to find out, she had mental health issues. She needed help. They didn't care about that. They saw a black person in the car and they shot her.
Wow.
That's why I lose my patience with this country, man. I really do, because that's
Bro,
ridiculous.
Bro, this ain't country. They like, oh man, it's one of the black people. Shoot his ass. Bow.
You know?
Comes across the other black dude. They must have been in the middle of the crowd of white people. They black got shot too. If they was
The
leading
country
charge,
is the country is going to shit, but I'd rather live here than anywhere else, though.
I agree.
Mm.
I agree. I'm not trying to.
that's a
Well,
lot.
yeah, I ain't
That's
trying
I'd
to.
rather
Well,
live here than anywhere else.
Maybe Canada. Maybe Canada.
maybe
Yeah,
Canada. I
cause
hear
some
Canada's nice.
Canada,
Yeah,
but some of these
no.
places though, boy,
I got
I'm
a
telling
buddy
you,
in
like,
Canada.
You don't like
He-
it?
Yeah, man, look, man.
They
It's
still
bad.
on lockdown in Canada?
It's bad over there too, man. They got
can
money.
you imagine getting stoned to death? Or getting or some of the stuff that they do in some of these other places, like man, that shit is just crazy.
You get a shoe thrown at you.
That's why law. That's why the
Right.
law. I mean, the crime rates be low. Crime rates be low as hell.
Yo, now that was the funniest shit. What year was that? That was the
When they threw the
funniest
shoe
thing
at
of the
him,
year.
George
When
Bush Jr.
they threw that shoe at.
threw two shoes at, threw the one and it missed. He threw another one.
Did y'all see where
and
they
they're
were,
like, "Who threw that shoe?" The barefoot guy. He threw both of them motherfuckers.
y'all
He
see them
threw the
He
barefoot
threw
brutal,
both his shoes.
them brutal videos where they would whoop the husband or the wife if they was caught cheating and shit,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
a stick and shit. I like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, bro.
That's why I said I'd rather live here.
Yeah, man,
Can you
yeah,
imagine
like,
getting your ass whooped with a stick? Can you
in
imagine getting
public,
your ass whooped with a stick?
in
Nah,
Yeah,
public,
bro.
with a cane.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
orange
nah.
Cheeto.
Yeah. Shout out to the orange Cheeto. Oh, that's funny.
Well, he gonna run again though, right?
He says that I don't think so. Even Michael Cohen, that was his lawyer, or whatever, who did 3 years in jail behind working with him. He said Trump won't run again because he can't stand being a 2-time loser. And he said he can't. And but so he's saying he's going to run in 2024 because it's great for fundraising. He's getting all this money behind it, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. And then there have been people talking about him being Speaker of the House. They would love Trump to be Speaker of the House. That's not going to happen. Now, Kevin McCarthy is a feckless, toothless idiot. So he's probably not going to be speaker like he wants to be too, but they'll find somebody else. They're not going to put Trump in. That doesn't happen. When you're president, that's it. You can't. That's like Barack Obama going somewhere and being mayor. You can't do that. Once you've been president, that it just doesn't happen like that. That's kind of it for politics. You've been you president. That's it. There's no going anywhere after that. You just get to retire as president,
politics.
and that's it.
You just showed up, became president.
Well, no, Barack Obama, he was in the Senate 2 years.
Not Barack Obama. Talking about Trump.
Trump. That guy. He didn't
That's
have,
how
and you're right,
desperate
no
America
civil
was.
service experience, none of that. But that's the reason why you have so many people now who have absolutely no political experience who are like, yeah, I'm making a run because no one's taking it seriously anymore. But really, Barack Obama, he was the first person to do that kind of, because he was only in the Senate for 2 years and then he ran for president. That was unheard of at that time. Usually a person would be in the Senate for at least a term or two. Then maybe they run for president.
What's his background though? What's
Barack Obama?
Yeah.
Huh?
He was just a community organizer.
Community organizer, yes, yeah.
But
and he
other
always
than
gets
that,
good for that. Yeah. But they always try to diss him for that. But I said, think about it. He was a community organizer in Chicago. I've been to Chicago with all that gang stuff and all that. That's a hard community to organize. So if he was able to do that, hats off to him.
Raphael, black people of color. Nah, I'm talking about it now. The one thing I didn't like.
Yeah.
What? Barack was a good president. He ain't do nothing wrong, man. He did a damn good job. This country, they gave him this country. It was in depth. It was crazy. If he was the president when COVID broke out, we would have been good and extra paid, probably.
Hey, I
ain't gonna stunt.
He did.
Regarding the black communities, no president has ever really put that much effort in the black communities, in my opinion, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just how many more presidents will it take for us to be like, man, we need our own community leader or something like that. We need our own black president for black people to make black decisions on our behalf, big decisions.
I hear that, Barack Obama. I mean, he was a good president, but presidents can only do so much, and people always think that presidents have more power than they do. They don't. Congress has a lot more power, and then
the presidency
how about
is more than one person.
True indeed. But then, and also, all politics is local. I was watching Nina Turner today on the Young Turks, and she was saying that how Republicans have systematically went through America and they've gotten a hold of all of these like local like political, like governors in a lot of these states are Republican. A lot of your mayors are Republican. Well, that's the thing. You could have a Democratic president all day, but if you got a Republican mayor and a Republican governor, what's that going to be like? You're going to get a lot of Republican policy.
Rock tried to give us free health care. He
Yeah,
tried
well, a
to
lot of
he
these
fought for that.
districts around
He did what he could.
America are ran by Republicans.
Yeah,
So it don't make a
that's what
difference
I
who the
noticed.
president
I
is;
like
they still run a lot.
no matter what he try to do, like he ain't gonna get what he want. Well,
So until we get a Democratic
no.
house or whatever, really ain't gonna make a bigger difference who's sitting there.
It don't matter
Yeah.
who's in.
Yeah, it ain't gonna matter, right?
All them
Well,
dudes
they
is a
did.
bunch
They
of
just passed
fools
that
on both
infrastructure
sides.
deal. That was huge. But you got to take time for that. That's coming down the pipeline. And then the whole Build Back Better thing. They're still trying to push that through. But you got Kristen Sinema and you got Joe Manchin. These people, both of these people are Democrats, but they're playing games. You know what I'm saying? Because they know there's a narrow majority that the Democrats have. So it only takes one or two people to screw up the plans, and that's what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And and they both got their different reasons, but
Trump was just following suit of what other countries was doing. It would have looked terrible if he didn't pay anybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. Trump
doesn't pay anybody. You know that he still owes Giuliani like $200,000 because he didn't pay him for any. He was his private lawyer for a year or two. He didn't pay him at all for that, and they said he still hasn't
got the
paid.
money. He might as well just
Trump
pay that man. He got the
does
money.
not pay anybody. He doesn't pay anybody for anything. They
Look,
say that.
Trump was a weird president, that's for sure. He tried some things. He tried to destabilize the violence at one point in Chicago. I remember that. He sent them troops out there. Them troops, they actually did a good job, and they actually was peaceful there for a minute. He sent us money. I mean, he responded bad to some bad situations. This guy's not a politician, though. He was still using Twitter. I don't know why we would get a Twitter finger president. But yo, that's America. But I mean, he did some things, man. He tried some things. He got rid of that huge tax. He kind of fucked with the taxes a bit. He got rid of that.
And that's where he lost a lot of love with his own caucus, with Republicans, because he blew a hole in the deficit by giving that big tax cut to millionaires and billionaires. He added all that money to the deficit. And really, that's the thing. If you know, like, true conservatism is fiscal conservatives. So conservatives are always about getting our house in order, getting our financial house in order. And he blew a hole in it. He added like some $1 trillion to the deficit doing that. So that didn't make him popular with true Republicans. A real conservative doesn't like that. They don't like you adding to the deficit like that. That's against conservatism. Think about it. Conservatism is conserve. When you conserve, you want to keep it. I want to keep things where I'm trying to conserve it like it is now.
Yeah, that makes no sense. That makes no sense to me. I can't get with that. You got to grow out of that one day. You can't conserve forever. This is conserve for the time being, but come on, what's the plans for the future?
Yeah.
Hey, fellas.
Yeah. You gotta.
I'm down to 3%. I probably got 10% car battery life left.
We about to wrap it up.
Yeah.
We about to wrap it up.
I gotta start the
So
car.
tomorrow we got Casmeta, Ohio.
Great interview. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Ohio MC Columbus
at 1:30.
1:30.
Yes.
1:30.
Hey, y'all sure 1:30?
1:30.
1:30.
I hope so.
I know that's right.
He won't be able to do the video because of the area he's in, but it's cool.
I already tried it.
Nah, I've had him on before. He lives in the bad area for cellular. It's just horrible, man. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So salute. Thank you for tuning in, watching.
Thank you, Sunshine. Thank you.
I wish we could have done it on the radio, but it tripped out, flaked out. Shout out Facebook, shout out YouTube, shout out Twitch for watching. Yeah. Don't forget to get that dope. I'm trying not to cuss. Dope app. Hit Fire Save the Matches app on all the all the download sites. Google,
there you go.
iTunes,
Google Play Store, and get your play on.
Yeah. Radio, all the interviews, video. Get that. Take that. Get that. Take that. Download that. Christmas coming up. We gonna try to do something. We gonna figure that out. Every year we try to do something live on
I'm
that.
being
Well,
ain't
the
Christmas
week
on
before.
Saturday?
Yeah, it's on Saturday. We usually do something like the week before.
We gonna wear Christmas hats or something?
Man,
Yeah.
I don't know
Sing
about
Christmas
this year.
songs.
I wear an ugly sweater. I got a few of those.
He said an ugly sweater.
I'm wearing my
Oh,
ugly
man.
Christmas sweater. I'm wearing mine.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it.
Yeah,
Wearing my ugly Christmas
Oh man.
yeah,
That's
Yeah,
kind of
I'm ready.
nice.
Thanks,
yeah,
man. I'm ready.
yeah. Alrighty, y'all. Peace
Yes,
out.
sir. All right.
Yep,
Out.
Peace.
yep.